Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm hyped up tonight. It's an exciting night. We're back in studio. Well, not in studio. We're back in our normal place. All three of us, nice and socially distanced, as well the government intended it to be. But not talking about that. We're gonna move forward. I don't know what the fuck that tangent was. Brando, Baird. Let's jump into this story, bud, or into the show, bud, because someone's a little sick, and it's not me this week.
I am a little sick. My throat hurts. I'm sniffly. I will be muted every now and then, sniffling and coughing, hacking up stuff. And but I blame Caden for this one. This did not originate from me. Thank God, finally.
I like how about I don't know, 3 days ago we were singing Caden's praises, and now we're saying fuck Caden. So life comes at you fast around here and from the sidelines.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, for sure, man. Well, so I mean, like you just said, Brandon might be a little even more quieter than he normally is tonight, so please forgive the man, the myth, the wonder. But yeah, we appreciate you coming on, buddy, even though you're not feeling the best. We got another host on the show who's got a great friend in the background. You want to talk about that, Hatch?
Yeah, for some reason I just thought, good old-fashioned Pablo Escobar, the man, the myth, the legend, right there. I thought it would be a good addition. Okay. Yeah, I thought it'd be a great addition.
Suck.
It's a metaphor. I like his. If you ever seen Narcos, his little quote where he's like, "Plata o plomo."
I knew you were gonna say that. I could have put that, money on that.
Yep, for sure.
Also,
and he's just such a badass, in that show. So I was like, you know what, fuck it.
Brandon, are you getting broke in? Like,
Can you hear this trumpet outside?
No, it's not coming through your mic at least. But
oh my, there's someone playing a trumpet outside. What the fuck?
Stockton, there it is. There's that. Well, yeah, guys, baby. We got to talk about our few sponsors tonight before we jump into the juicy recap on this show. But I mean, damn, dude, we got a lot to talk about. It was a spicy weekend out in Chicago. But first, let's bring in NECTR Energy. We love them. The nice pouch product. I can't wait to get the new flavor, which is going to be Berry Blast. But for now, like always, they got their two originals, Fresh Mint and Ice Mango. We're going to be talking about them more later on in the show. Head over to NECTR Energy, NECTR.energy. Get more information about that, and then use code MafiaProductions, just all one word, and that's going to get you a buy two, get one free. So we'll talk about them more later. Thank you, NECTR. And we also have Liquid IV, the GOAT. They've been here since, almost since the beginning. They're one of our favorites. We use them to stay hydrated at the field, and same thing. We'll be talking about them more later on. But if you want to get more information, liquidiv.com. Code is Mafia_Moffitt. 20% off and free shipping. That Liquid IV is going to get Brandon through tonight's show for sure. What flavor did you use, buddy?
That golden cherry for sure.
Golden cherry, absolutely.
I could have put money on that.
Yeah, see, that's one of those. Yeah, there you go. Some of our tendencies are definitely starting to get picked up after 60 episodes of podcast, guys. That's crazy. I mean, when you think about that, our 1 year show was already 8 weeks ago, 8 episodes ago. That's crazy.
When you say weeks, it makes it sound even longer.
I mean, but that's what it is, man. Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does. And dude, to think about it, we're closer to 2040 than we were to 2005.
I don't like that. Wait, I don't think your math's right there.
Is that how it works, or is it 2000?
I like how Brandon's face instantly. I don't think that's right, but are you talking like 2000?
Something like that.
Because as a whole, yeah, you could say we're closer to 2040 than 2000.
Same, but different.
Jesus Christ, Hatch. All right, good job derailing the train right as we get started on this shit show tonight. But let's jump right on into it, guys. Let's talk about Windy City Major. If the event ended Saturday night, it would have been an amazing event. It would have been a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff got done. But it didn't. Sunday happened, and it was just a nightmare. It was, I think, and I'm venturing out on a limb here, I think it was worse than last year's.
No way.
I think it was, man. There was way more flooding at the field. Like, everywhere you went, it was just puddled and pooled up. It did break towards like the latter end of the day, like when finals was happening, but then by that point everything was just a mud swamp, like fucking PSP Dallas back in the day.
I'll say it didn't rain as much, I will say the flooding in the parking lot was definitely way more chaotic for sure, and definitely parts around the venue. But once it kind of laid low and it kind of stopped raining for a little bit, that's when it really started to like kind of go out, and it didn't make as like deep as these these holes.
There's definitely drainage at that park, but man, it was coming down in the morning, dude. Because I mean, so I was hanging out over by the Lone Wolf tent, just talking to the guys real quick before I was gonna go and try to film some stuff, and there was maybe like a 3-inch puddle that had already been formed at like 9 a.m. underneath our tunnel, or
that front was messy,
tent, and it just got worse and worse and worse as the day went with the rain. But I mean, I did actually check that spot out as we were leaving, and it'd gone all down, like the storm drains or whatever in the area worked eventually. But yeah, it took it a good, I mean, almost 12 hours to fully get that area dry.
They had to pull up the pallets, for us to walk on.
Pallets in the front, and then the HK tent was flooded too. I remember walking through that in the morning, and then at the end of the day, it was all dry. I don't know. The sun's coming out, dry. Go away.
I'm not gonna say dry, because once it stopped being flooded, it was just a muddy hellscape, except for in like a couple different areas. Like, it was funny. You would see these little patches where like a tent or something was set up, or like a, I don't know, light stand or something like that, and no one would be walking there, and it would be all fine grass, and then everywhere around it would just be just the mud, just the like footstep type. Yeah, exactly.
It just, Chirac's a wild place, man. There's really nothing you can even compare it to. I mean, actually, if you think about it, it's a little bit more similar to Florida than we'd like.
No,
we'd like to say.
No, because the great thing about Florida is it's a sandy kind of what's it called, undersoil, I think that is. So instead of becoming that mud, it just floods, which is not great, but I'd rather have it flood and then eventually drain out and kind of go away than have it flood and then just have the venue like you're losing your foot your shoe trying to walk around the venue.
Oh, I hated that, dude. There were some where thank God I double wrapped my Crocs. But there were some spots where, no joke, that the Crocs would have came off.
Even in 4x?
I don't really rock mine in 4x4, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just that casual.
Dude, you live life dangerously over there.
Yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? No, that's like riding with no seatbelts in a car.
That may be like the most like non-hatch thing you've ever said. You don't wear your Crocs in 4x4. Like, just look at you. You look like a man that would have that bitch on all the time. Safety strap.
Check out those repping videos. Not a single one am I in 4x4.
You're ridiculous for that.
Really?
I'm not even messing with you. Not a single one am I in 4x4.
This man's a sports mode till he dies type man.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna flip his vet on his Crocs one of these days.
That's eco mode for cruising,
That's eco mode.
Gotta make sure I'm taking it nice and slow. Gotta keep the fuel economy right.
Yeah, too high, baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, sick, bro. Let's start talking about your guys' games a little bit. Saturday, we gave our predictions, and this was one that you guys were actually wrong about. You guys ended up beating the Misfits. I think you guys did say it was going to be a close game, and it definitely was. But I think both of you guys were kind of, I don't want to say thinking it was going to be a loss, because that's not the right mentality, but it was just like, I don't know.
Obviously, in the moment, no, we're not going to think about it as a loss, right? Because at that point, if you even think you're going to lose, you already lost.
Yeah, it's just, I would say for that game, that was probably one of the games this weekend where it went against what not only you guys were predicting, but I think most of the people at the paintball field were predicting. You know what I mean? And then, so you guys were able to get the W. And the reason why I say that, and maybe I'll have some footage that eventually goes out showing this, and because thankfully I was able to film all 4 of your guys' matches this weekend. I had a little bit more time. Vegas Golden Misfits, their body language after you guys went up 3-0 was like someone punched a toddler. They were so scared and confused, and their only reaction and answer was bonus ball more. Well, the problem is that doesn't win points, so you still lost the fucking match. So I'm so tired of that shit.
How come I keep getting put in timeout?
I think this is a great point. This is a great point to talk about. First point out of the gate, boom.
First point.
Literally.
First point.
Calm down, Hatch. I know you're going to get passionate. First point out the gate, Hatch gets a warning from a ref about overshooting. It wasn't a penalty, but he did get the, hey, player, you. That's a warning.
Call me by my name. Yeah. By my name.
Hatch, he read the back of your jersey. Well, your name is your last name, so it's on your jersey. Most people's aren't. Yep. But so that was how the game started, and I heard this, and I was like, okay, so that's what, all right, we're not going to do like overshooting. Like the refs are going to be tight on that today. Dude. I was fucking wrong as a joke. The next 3 points, the Vegas Golden Misfits walk Paul off the field. He ended up being last alive in like 2 points in a row. This man ate 18 balls every single time. And I'm not shitting you. I'm going to post the footage so everyone sees it. What happens then? Not one single word is uttered to the other team. Here's my thing. How the fuck are we going to have good reffing at a tournament if there's not consistency? Because it really doesn't matter if it's like favoritism or anything like this, or they think that team should win or any of that stuff. It just should be that, all right, if I put 8 balls into someone, that's overshooting for this reffing crew. If I do more than that, they're going to pull the flag. Now I know that as a player that I should, all right, make sure he's out, make sure he's not going to shoot back at me, but then move on to my next target, or I might get a penalty. Where it gets tricky though is like, all right, well, this one team was warned, so now they're kind of, I don't want to get pulled for that. They already talked to us about it. And then the other team is just teeing off. That's not consistent, you know? It's like having a strike zone that changes for every single batter. Well, yeah, they're going to be a little different height-wise, but, you know, inside-outside is going to be the same pretty much all the time, or at least it should be. So that was my thing with that game. And I talked to one of the refs, and I was just like, so that's, like, I think my little words after Paul was walking off, I was like, so that's not a warning? And he was trying to explain it to me that, well, it's semi-pro. You know they need to get out. And yeah, that is fair. You know, you got to get off the field. It's the same way in pro, and I'll give them that. You know, if you're going to stand behind your bunker, you're going to eat paint. Most pro players are going to keep shooting you. But I will say there's a difference when a player is visibly wrapping himself up because he's getting absolutely roasted as he's walking off the field. He wasn't standing in his bunker. There's a complete difference between that and just like, all right, you're standing in your bunker. Obviously, I don't know if you're still playing. Are you still in? Like, then those questions come into play. And I will say, granted, for the refs, after I said something to them, they, when that happened again, finally pulled the flag. So third time was the charm. They were like, all right, you guys have done this way too many times. I don't know, dude. The temper tantrums that I witnessed in divisional paintball this weekend was incredibly off-putting, from grown-ass men spending hundreds of dollars to play a paintball tournament and then have their ego hurt and get angry. It was honestly retarded, and I'm sorry, YouTube, but it was.
I think that happens in any sport ever, realistically, but in paintball, it's just something else, not even gonna lie.
But then if you're gonna go and have that fragile of an ego, why are you spending so much money on this sport? Like, I don't get it. Like, you are volunteering to go to a place to spend hundreds of dollars on hotels, flights, all this shit, and then you lose, and your answer is gonna be, well, I'm just gonna shoot the piss out of everyone now. You're a weak loser. Like, you don't have great mentality at that point, bro. And I'm going to be honest, you're probably not going to win many matches. So enjoy spending money to always come in last or, you know, win one game. Dude, divisional paintball really bothered me this weekend, to be fully honest.
I agree, but it's all, I feel like that's just one of those things where it's always going to be like that. And there's so many egos where people will say literally anything to win. Like,
that's fair. That's
even
fair.
Like at like the local level, dude.
No, and we see that with Seeple too. But if I hear another person talk about Seeple having bad reffing, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Because, dude, go to a fucking NXL, bro. Like, and I'm not calling these guys out personally because I know they care too. But they are there for almost 72 hours straight. Like, they have very little time off in between, you know, the nights of the games and stuff like that, and they're right back in the morning. Reffing is not great at NXLs, especially if you're not on the main stages where, you know, the fields where there are some type of video playback or something like that.
I agree. You know, and the thing is, I saw Brando smirking earlier when it came to my overshooting warning. So low key, I think Brando had a factor in that whole conversation. So Brando, if you want to chime in.
I think I did. Yes. I
didn't overshoot the guy. I did not even overshoot the guy.
So Hatch ran up to the 50 brick. They were in like the outside Dorito or something. Hatch shoots at him, and I could hear Hatch saying, "Check his leg." Yep. Yeah, check his leg, check his foot. You know, he's cheating or whatever. Like, check him.
I'm like, he's cheating.
And I'm sitting on the cross, watching over Hatch, and then eventually he comes out. That player comes out, but the player backs up towards the sideline, and he's looking at Hatch, and he stops for a moment.
He is dogging me.
So he should go to paintball jail, right? According to the rules.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
you can't stare people down.
Dude, he was staring me down, and I'm just like, bro, what?
He's in my clear sight, so you're gonna stand there. I'm gonna shoot you. So I shot the shit out of him. Yeah. Like, I gave him a couple extra, and then he started walking off, and then Hatch Yeah, I hear them. I hear them call
Brandon,
Hatch over in.
That's a great point to bring up, though, because I think there's a huge difference when people's body language is. Like, that guy, yeah, he deserved those couple extra shots, because how the fuck are you supposed to know if he's an alive player, a dead player, like, what the fuck's going on?
He for sure was trying to cheat.
Yeah,
and I see him through a flash, and I shoot him in the feet, and then he tries to come out and shoot at me again. Then I boink him in the head.
Tries to do the trade a second later.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it was. And so I give him the little boink boink on the head, and then I literally shoot him like, no joke, I literally shoot him like twice, like in this mask. So it's like not even hurting him. And then I'm like running down the field shooting everybody else, and then they're like calling me over for overshooting warning, and I'm like, that was weird. That's suspicious, you know.
All right, Cardi B.
I was like, I didn't feel like I deserved that one, you know.
Yeah, but I think that kind of is the difference. Is like, if it's a player that is not like, I don't know, it's the classic. If you throw your gun up, obviously now everyone knows, like, that's the classic. Okay, he's submitted. Like, you know, that's the. I'm no longer playing paintball. I'm getting off the field.
The paintball gun waving in the air is the white flag.
And once you're giving that person 28 extra, I don't have any sympathy for you. You're just a piece of shit. But yeah, the dude who's like trying to make a move, a kind of sketchy move or something, like, you got to make sure Hatch stays alive. Like, that's totally valid. And he would do the same shit, and that makes sense. He should, you know, trying to keep his one alive. So yeah.
If I walked into someone right in front of someone's lane, like, I wouldn't be pissed if I got a couple extra. You know what was funny when Hatch got his warning is that they say that they've been watching you all year.
Yes, and I'm like, bro.
This podcast probably fucks Hatch. Let's be real.
Dude, when we heard that, we're like, holy shit!
Shout out all the semi-pro NXL refs listening in right now.
Dude, like, literally, like,
yeah,
bro,
just tell us the truth.
Everybody's like, damn, he was not lying, because everybody thought I was fibbing. Everybody thought I was fibbing on that, but you know, low-key do be right. It's the conspiracy's confirmed.
Conspiracy confirmed. Well, so you guys ended up beating the Misfits in that game.
Yeah,
which again was just hilarious to me because their body language told me the whole entire story. The good news is, and I will, you know, give it to Misfits. They came back. They had a kind of decent rest of the tournament. So like, hey, they kind of took that loss in stride and, you know, turned their focus back around. But kind of back on you guys, that second game you guys had for Friday was versus Blast Camp. And I think that was the most exciting game of the week. I mean, obviously, you guys took the second place team in your division to OT. And I'm going to be fully honest, from my outside perspective, watching the match, you guys were going to win that match. And then you guys realized you were going to win that match. And then you guys lost that match because it was the type of thing like, you thought for a second that you were going to do it, but the buzzer wasn't, you know, the final buzzer wasn't hung, the time wasn't gone out, and then Blast Camp was able to kind of chip away at some mistakes. And I mean, they are a good team. They had time to come back, and they were able to come back on you guys and take it into OT and bring it back. I would love to get your guys' insight on that. Yeah.
All right, so one, I would, at no point did we think the match was won. We knew that match was going to be an absolute grinder. Like, after every point, like, even if we won it, Paul Stollard, you know, big tall Paul, he's like, goldfish, boys. And if you guys don't know what that means, that's like, a goldfish's memory is literally 10 seconds. It will forget 10. A goldfish will forget whatever its life just happened in 10 seconds. So it's like after every point,
not a complete fact, but yeah, that's the saying.
Like that, maybe 30 seconds.
No, but in general, that is a good kind of saying, especially when you're playing some type of sport like this, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Quick memory.
And I think realistically, the reason why they came back is because they're good. They know what to do, and they know exactly what to do in those situations. And I think that the experience showed.
So that is a valid point. From the third person perspective, what ended up happening, and I think the reason why they came back, was survivability. And for me, that then turned to, I think you guys started to get, not cocky, I don't want to say that, but you guys were like, yo, we're going to fucking do this. And then guys started taking too many gunfights, got, you know, maybe not 110% to their bunkers. And that's the type of team that you have to do those things, because if you don't every point, they know their shots, just like Fit, just like Killers, just like A-Team. Those top of the teams, you know, they're pretty good paintball teams, even though they're not technically a pro division team. So it's interesting because that's my perspective on it, and you can have a different one in the match, but that's just, you know, I wasn't in your guys' huddles. I'm not there for that. I'm filming on the game, and you know, there definitely was a turnaround point. There was a point where you guys were on the gas, in control, punching them in the mouth. They were scared and they were like, what the fuck's going on? They had an answer.
And they adjusted.
Yeah,
For sure.
It was like me thinking back on 2 times we played the Killers. You know, we knew that those were going to be grinders. Went into those like I knew, like, damn, this is gonna be fucking tough. Like every gunfight's gonna be tough, and even in the middle of the game, it's like, whew, this is tough, you know. But that blast camp game, I don't know. It was just I went out there and
played.
My mindset was just it was paintball. Yeah, it was just paintball. I think it helped that it was early in the in our games. You know, it was our second game instead of like the Killers was our last, I think, for both times we played them.
It was a little more of what is there to lose? Like, let's go try to punch the second place team in the mouth. Like, that's all that we can lose right now. So let's go.
Yeah, when we went up that like 2-0 with like 4 or 5 bodies alive, it was like, holy shit, like, okay, boys, like, we're good with this. And then I remember going out when we were up, I think 3-1, 4-1, looking at the clock and seeing 6 minutes left, up by 3 or something. I'm like, fuck, I want this game to be over with. Like, we're up right now. I want this game to be over with right now.
I agree.
Like,
and the thing is, I'm instantly like, because obviously, if there is a minute and a half on the clock, a team can score 3 points. A team could score 4 fucking points. Dynasty's done it, right? Yeah. So,
give fucking Yaya 7 seconds, he'll score a point.
Right?
Isn't that the record right now?
There's always a chance. And those guys are really good paintball players, fantastic paintball players at that, to where they knew exactly where to go, how to back up their guys, and they put it into kill mode. Because, you know, obviously the earlier part of the match is kind of like, figure it out. Let's gauge this team. How aggressive are they playing? How laid back are they playing? What lanes are they shooting? Are they shooting the far gaps? Are they shooting the short gaps? Are they trying to pick on the twos?
This is also, Friday Paintball is very different in that fact, too, that no one knows the perfect layout yet. No one has the perfect game plan, because it's really Friday night where teams are able to kind of come back in, see all their scouting data, maybe watch some games from the pro side, some of the premier field games, and kind of get more of a refined idea of like, okay, this is working. We need to get here. That's what's destroying everyone. So it is a very interesting kind of form of paintball because, yeah, especially in those early, you know, points, it's kind of like, you know, you throw out paper and they throw out paper too. And you're kind of like, all right, so where do we go from here? Like, no one knows rock yet.
That's a very valid point. I like that one. Because in those situations, it was like the beginning of the match, I felt like they had like no answer for me on the Dorito side, right? I was just going down there and just fucking them up, right? I would just get there, sneak out to the Dorito 2, get to the 50, wrap, kill 2 guys, and then run in. Like, I remember this is a funny ass story. Because obviously PB Fit, they want Blast Camp to fucking lose because they want the first spot as convincingly as possible.
And they were in that same set.
Yep, they're in the same set. And I'm like, I run in, I probably get like 3 kills on that first point, right? I'm running in, like I'm in the Dorito 2. I see Caden in the snake, and I'm like, Caden, like, go bunker his ass, go goblin the snake. And so he goes to do it. So me and him are running in for the buzzer. I push the buzzer. We're heading back to the pits. Colt LaCow comes out, and he goes, good shit, Hatch. Keep it up. And so in my mind, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker really wants these guys to lose.
That's the funny thing, because, yeah, it was, you guys had a way to kind of help out the fit homies this weekend. Like, that was probably the only time in paintball where you guys can, you know, help out another team and also try to, like, be helping yourselves out, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't collusion. You guys just wanted to win, and they wanted them to lose.
I mean, it comes down to that a lot where, you know, you go 2-2 at a tournament, and you're like, okay, this team has to lose. This team in your bracket has to lose to this team.
You're going over to like Just Us or something, and you're like, "Hey guys, you need some pit help? Like, come on, let's let's go."
Like, this team, they go
I really need you guys. Even if you don't win, just don't lose by that much. Like, let's keep it close. You're like talking margin and shit. Yeah.
Without a doubt, definitely.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, you guys won one coming out of Friday. I think showing a lot of people that you guys aren't a D3 team. And to that point, and I'm going to say this, I was standing on the sidelines, Dorito line corner, kind of like back corner, like what's the right way to say it? You know, that big walkway that they had splitting up the pro field and the semi-pro field. So some people were standing back there watching the game, and they come over when you guys were up, and I hear behind me, is Blast Camp losing to a D3 team? And I was like, see, that's where you're fucking up. This isn't a D3 team. And to a lot of people's point, because I got more than one message about this, Hatch, you're no longer allowed to call yourselves a semi-pro team. Because I think with that game, I think with that game, you guys showed that, all right, yeah, we're not the best. You know, we're not going to win everything, but you can't take us fucking easy. Like, you got to come in and show up and play paintball, because if not, you're going to lose a game and have a harder route to get to the finals.
You know,
I agree.
Yeah, I heard about some of the messages. I've also heard on Saturday when we got to the field about, like, got some good jobs, like, hey, good games, you know? From a couple other semi-pro guys, and then a couple of the pro guys too, talking about the Blast Camp game. It was like,
guys, like, Russellback was asking about your guys' gap matches. Like, he came up to me a couple times this week and was trying to see how you guys are doing, and like, there's a lot of people who want you guys to succeed and do well, and I think this weekend you guys kind of gave those people that hope that, like, all right, they are grinding, they are putting in that work. There's a clear improvement from, you know, World Cup last year to where they are now and what level of paintball they're playing.
I agree. And, you know,
and like we said, Hatch, that was the biggest fucking goal for this year. This year was not to win a tournament, to not get a podium. It was to learn and become a better paintball team, not as individuals, but as a team. And you cannot tell me that's wrong.
You're definitely completely right. And my whole thing on semi-pro is I want to make Sunday before I do anything. I guess a cup, it's like, what is it, Saturday? That's like technically
I want to make Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make Saturday a cup, you know what I'm saying? That's my goal for the releasement title of semi-pro. That is my goal.
All right. Well, just know that your fans out there don't agree with you.
And that is completely fine. It's just like extra weight I like to carry, if you will, holding myself to like a higher standard, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's like setting the bar a little bit higher.
Makes sense. I was trying to make a joke there. I couldn't fully reach for one. You really do like having that, like, that it's personal type thing, you know? Like, I think every athlete that's great needs that. Like, you know, the GOATs, you know, MJ, fucking Kobe, fucking, I mean, you see it in like fucking Dion and like the teams over at I cannot think of the names right now. The teams over at Colorado State, like, or not Colorado State, Colorado, like, they have that thing that pisses them off to make them want to perform even better than they would have already, if that makes sense. So, like, and I think for you, that is why you're carrying that thing, because I think you don't think you're respected, when in reality, people are starting to respect you guys as a team. But I think that is actually probably a good thing you still carry that, because that's your chip on a shoulder, kind of like, that's your thing. That's, I'm gonna make people fucking respect me. I don't care if they're, you know, turning around.
All right, so I'm gonna reveal the ultimate one, or in my mind, for me, obviously you guys know Mike Green is my favorite player.
JU.
So for me,
sadly, couldn't play this event.
My heart is broken. But
he would have feasted on this field. Let's be totally true about that.
But it's like, I'm almost like that until I'm like Mike Arena's teammate one day, you know? Where it's like, until that happens, I will never be satisfied.
And that's valid. I mean, shit, what is every single post from Fit been the past 2 days? They've won 4 tournaments in a row. Every single one's been not satisfied. Job's not over. And like, that's why the great players are great players. And, you know, they're going to go up to pro next year if they do win, and it's probably going to be hard, and they're going to have to then refocus that goal of what is that job that's not done yet, and what is that new goal. So, you know, I think that's a very valid thing to say, because I think that's, you know, a lot of people in this sport probably have a similar type of level of like, look, until I'm standing on a podium on Sunday playing, you know, in the center finals like court, then I'm not done. Like, why would I quit? Why is this going to be over?
Dude, I ain't ever gonna have kids, but this is the thing. If I ever do,
he's true Church of Kyle, man.
If I ever do, it's like, I would never have the fucking balls to tell my child that I quit.
Yeah.
You know? Does that make sense at all?
Yeah. That does.
That might dig a little deep to some you know, people who that might be sounding like, right, where it's like, because when at some point in life, you got to slow down. It's just inevitable. And as much as I hate to say it, it's like, your body's going to give out and you're not going to be able to play. That's when you go go to like the Dave Baines rules, right? Where they start coaching a team, they start building teams themselves, right? And I don't even know where the fuck I was going with this tangent.
No, but I feel it, just that like for you, you know, you love this sport, and you know, if for you, I mean, I think, and maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but when you brought up the kids thing, maybe for you, like this is that love, like the same love that people will put and pour into their children or their dogs or whatever other sport they have or hobby. This is the one that you chose for that.
Without a doubt, right? And this shit, low-key almost is probably as expensive as a kid sometimes, you know? I have no experience, so these fathers don't be coming at me, bro.
You're gonna get a lot of messages on that one.
I have no experience, so chill out.
That you know of.
Yeah, that I know of. I ain't a father, but I am a daddy. What can I say?
Jesus Christ, Dad. Well, fucking... Fuck, you got me off guard there with the daddy shit. Let's jump into Saturday. You guys come out playing Texas Cyclones, and I love the meme you posted today. If you guys aren't following FTS Pod, you better, because sometimes you'll get some spicy memes brought to you by Hatchlord over here. Versus the Misfits, you guys punched them in the mouth, you know, played really good. You guys had your force fields on, your Halo Chief, you know, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cyclones, you guys weren't awake. Like
I'll take the mic from here,
energy.
I got you.
There was no, yeah, like go.
Dude, okay, let me just say, one, Brando, you already know when morning games, I'm always fucking hype. Like I'm always yelling, like fucking telling everybody to wake up, and we still fucking came out flat. We still fucking came out flat. And let me just say, legitimately, if we're legitimately trying to make that bump up to, you know, pro. Why the fuck are we splitting things to 2 fields? What the fuck is that bullshit? Like, yeah, and that's just like one. That's just one thing. Where it's like, we had to go to a field that we haven't even played on yet, and you know what I'm saying? That's just like
I get what you're saying. It's also kind of funny. I can hear Michael Baird say every game we played in 10-man was a field we didn't play on yet. So I can hear that rebuttal. But I do agree that it is kind of shitty where it's like every other division has their field. D3 has like, we play on this field. D4 is on this field. 5-man is on this field.
At least until like Sunday. That's when you like
and then
split
finals,
off into
everything
the
goes crazy. Yeah. And they have to do that for scheduling. That makes sense. But it is kind of weird that you guys, you know, you played over on the Lone Wolf field and then you had to go to some other random field that honestly is probably set up a little different. Fields aren't 1-to-1. Like that's just how it happens.
The shit had mountains on it.
Yeah, and then you just get one of the divisional line fields, which yeah, like you just said, could be sloped and graded very differently. So I mean, it is cool that you guys at least have the live stream presence and the one field to show off. It does suck though at games or tournaments where they have the WNXL presence that they have to then split time on that field with you guys, and it's not just the semi-pro field.
Yeah, but you know, let's just get another live stream going. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Just on the other field, or?
I mean, I think that the semi-pro and WNXL should be broadcasted no matter what, right? Obviously, those are the pro, semi-pro, and the women's is obviously the thing that people like.
Yeah, would want to come into. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The problem is with that though is WNXL and Pro are gonna beat you guys every single time.
Ah, fuck.
Because Pro is Pro, and you know it's the best top 200 guys in the world, and WNXL is the best females in the world. So they're gonna promote those first, and then if they have extra time, semi-pro will get some of the scraps.
I hate that shit.
A bit of the sprinkles.
But it is what it is, right? Can't complain too much about it because at that point I'll just be bored. I'll be bored complaining the whole time. But yeah, that Cyclones game, that one was definitely rough. Like I got shot off the break twice. The first 2 points I got shot off the break, and I'm just
Hatch
like,
doesn't get shot off the break.
And I'm just like, okay, these angles are way different, right? Like no joke. I remember walking it, and I'm like,
like there's
that 3-to-1 shot was there.
It's funny because Marv was telling me because Marv played maybe 4 points this entire weekend. This was all us. That's one of my biggest flexes as well. It's not like we had the one pro guy coming and carrying us.
He didn't play a single point in the Misfits game or the Blast Camp game.
No, he didn't. Not during Saturday or Friday. Yeah. But I was gonna say
he played until the Padres game.
That may be valid too. I would have to look at footage to know exactly. But the point I was gonna make is like, I think in semi-pro too, it doesn't matter. You can have the one pro come in, and like semi-pro is team ball. If you can't play better team paintball, yeah, you're gonna win some points off individual mistakes and great moves, but you're gonna lose the match most likely.
Pro assistance ain't shit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that pro may win you the one-on-one that happens in that game, but there's 7 other points. Like, you got to figure out that shit first. So I don't know. That's my view, at least on semi-pro. Now, when you go down to the lower levels, yeah, that definitely could start to add. When you go to like Mexico and stuff like that, yeah, they can start to have way bigger of an impact.
I agree. And that's just because, dude, look at when what is it? How many? Isn't there a rule about how European players can only have a certain amount of Americans?
I believe it's 2 Americans per team, or is it 1 now?
1 pro.
1 pro. Okay, yeah.
1 pro. And that's just because, dude, it is a proven goddamn fact that America is just setting the stride at European paintball.
I love that. I love
it's
that.
It's just a fucking fact.
That's another like drinking game. Like if Hatch ever gets really patriotic about America and paintball, like I feel like that's something I could have put my money on before this event.
That's one thing that like legitimately like is one of my goals, and that's another one of my goals. Like along with the My Community thing, dude, I want to play on Team USA, dude. I want to represent my country, playing fucking the thing that I love.
I'm sorry, brother. Good luck.
Exactly, and the thing is that
because it doesn't matter how talented you are.
I agree. That'll probably never happen. That's just like who you know.
Yeah, it's Team USA. It is some of the best players. Don't get me wrong. They have tryouts. Like it's good players. And I'm talking more on the youth side. The adult side is who you know. Let's be fully
for sure
there. Like
I agree.
And they're not sending bad people over. Like Kyle Berry, yeah, he should be on that team. Fucking PK, yeah, they should be on that team. They're good ass pros who are coming up for America. So, but yeah, no, good luck with that, Hatch.
One day, bro. That's the goal.
One day, be undeniable.
That is how I want it. I want it to be like, because I remember when I kept getting skipped for D2 and everything like that. Sky Rickett told me, keep grinding until they have no choice but to start you.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that wasn't Sky. That was Ivan Gonzalez. That was Ivan Gonzalez.
Misquoted.
I was misquoted. And because I remember, dude, when DMG was pro, I was furious sometimes when they would not play Ivan. I am just like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why are you guys not playing Ivan? And I think that was some bullshit. But it is what it is.
Ivan's one of the few on that roster who's still in the pro league.
Exactly.
That's all you need to say right there.
Bro, what the fuck, man? I can't.
Some of the people on that roster who got played the least are still around and playing on teams in the pro league, and I think that should kind of tell you a lot that it is the DMG story.
And it's like fuck, man. But
very sad.
Really quick on that Cyclones game before we move on.
Last thing.
Reel back in.
I think us as a team, maybe even like subconsciously, we took that Blast Camp game as like a little victory for us for how close we made it. It just I'm saying subconsciously, not we're taking and then going into Saturday thinking like, all right, it's Cyclones. Like if we could take Blast Camp over into OT, coming that close, like we could, it's Cyclones kind of thing. Like we're almost taking them for granted.
And I think you have a great point there because the Blast Camp game was a confidence booster, and Hatch, maybe not for you, but I will say you have teammates too, and those teammates, they were definitely feeling better.
Exactly what you're saying. I can see exactly what the fuck you're saying, Brando.
And so, yeah, like it's just one of those things that coming off that game, I think a lot of people on that team were feeling like, fuck yeah, we're doing good. And then the Cyclones game, it was early. There was not the energy that was supposed to be needed. You guys were sloppy getting shot off the break, and it was a wake-up call for sure. And I think that's why the Padres game was a little bit closer. There was more fight. There was more will. Like, oh shit, like this is semi-pro.
Yeah, let me say that Cyclones game, Caden was by far the most flat one. Once I made the adjustment to play short, I was playing decent. Right.
And the problem is
the entire match was playing flat.
And the problem is with this layout too is if your Snake 1 is not producing, you're losing.
Good luck. You're done. And let me just say, after dude, he had a complete change of character.
Yeah.
It was a whole other wake up call because obviously, right? I had a one-on-one conversation with him, and it definitely got tough. I was telling him stuff he didn't want to hear, but in the end, he was like, "Dude, thank you. I needed that." And then the Padres game, he played the best by far. That was the best I've ever seen Caden play, and it was wild. He was constantly on their side.
I'm not saying Caden's not like a stranger to violent smash mouth paintball, but playing the Padres is a different level of this is gonna fucking hurt. And the only way we're gonna be able to come out on top of that is making them hurt as well, because that's the style of paintball they play. Like, let's just be real, they're a dirty ass team. They're gonna overshoot the shit out of everyone.
I think they're complete pussies.
Yeah, because the second they go down, they get pissed off. They call for penalties constantly. Their head coach actually doesn't understand the fucking rules and is a dumb fuck and started arguing with me on the field. So love that. Shout out you, pussy.
Dude, he was arguing with me too. I just called him an idiot.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. So I mean, here, let's explain that situation. You guys did unfortunately end up losing that point. It came down to a tight match, and underneath a minute, there was a major pulled. As we all know, if a major is pulled underneath a minute, it's an instant swing point. It needs to, the point is over. Doesn't matter. Nothing else happens at that point. That point is now dead. The clock is stopped. The point instantly goes to the team who is, on the opposite side of the major. And then you line up and go again. If there's bodies need to assess, you do that. After that major was pulled, a couple people in the DMG pits, I don't even know who, were like saying some shit. And the Padres head coach out of nowhere is like, they're talking in their pits. That's a fucking penalty. And I just look at it and I'm like, it's a major, point's over. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? Keep taking photos. Keep taking photos. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, well, one, you dumbass motherfucker. I take video. I don't take photos. I get paid more than those motherfuckers.
I knew it was coming.
I also actually spend time on the pro field, and you and your team never fucking will. So enjoy that, and also enjoy playing over on the divisional pits, because that's all you're ever gonna fucking do, you dumbass piece of fucking shit. I have no respect for the Padres anymore. I had some before this game. I have zero now. They act like spoiled little brats, and the second that anything bad happens to them, they need to beg for a penalty. They need to beg for something to help them out because we're so good and we can't lose. Well, if you guys can't lose, how the fuck have you been in semi-pro since DMG went up to pro and has now got regulated and come back down? That's a question. That's all I have to say about the Padres.
My whole thing on the Padres, like, it was back and forth match, and let me just say, dude, I was stabbing, like, their Dorito guy. I was stabbing that guy in the face over and over again.
For sure. And to the refs' credit on this game, they let both teams go. There wasn't any and that's all we ask is, okay, both teams are gonna go. Both teams are gonna go.
Right. So, dude, it's like, I would stab their guy in the face, like, motherfucker couldn't even see, and he's like, gets like one off on me, and then they call it a trade, and I'm like, bruh, no penalty. Like, what?
Yeah,
like,
so
there
stuff
were
like that.
There were like two situations like that.
Shout out to the homie who, on the point to go up against you guys when it was tied, as he's running to the box, everyone's dead. It's like, I mean, no reason to do this. Grabs a pod, loads it quick as fuck, rubs the fuck off his loader, and throws it away. I'm going to go back and slow-mo that, but let's be real, that's probably a hit, and he's probably wiping that. Why the fuck else would you be doing that at that point in time?
And let me just say, their snake guy, dude, that guy he does not trust his team. Like, he's the kind of, like, he would get run down, and he's like shooting Caden, who is blasting his face off and getting a back massage from Paul. Like, no joke. He got double bunkered.
Yeah, that double, I was on the other side of the field. I was so sad for that.
He's like following Caden, and I'm like, dude, how is this not a major, right? And the dude's got 20 hits on him
at that point, right? Like,
exactly. That's playing on. That's literally spinning and playing on.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, bro, how do you not trust your team enough to where it's like?
And I will say, so, like, this was one of the other times where I was like, look, I hate you fucking kids, because I like teams that have a level of respect for their competitor. You don't have to like them. They don't have to be friendly. It doesn't have to be fine. But there has to be kind of that level of respect. Because let's be real, Fit and Blast Camp, they go at each other all the time. But there is that level of respect. You know, there's that, like, we're going to shake hands. We'll leave this on the field. When we see you on the field again, we're going to try to fuck you up. But we're going to leave it off the field. This dude, he gets a shot on Brandon in the corner, proceeds to put 10 more into Brandon to the point where his whole mask is covered in paint, and is yelling at him like, fucking taunting him and is like, don't step on me, bitch, and like calling all this shit. And I'm like, cool. But I don't get that mentality of like, I need to shit talk all the time. Bro, even if you win the tournament, you're still the 21st place team at the tournament. Like, this is semi-pro, you dumb motherfucker. Why are you talking shit? That's what I never understand about divisional paintball.
And let me say something. Oh, go ahead, Brando. Go ahead.
Yeah, that guy. When I think a point or two before, I gave him extra at walking off too, because I
won that. It wasn't even the extra. It was the like little.
It was him talking. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. I was like, all right.
Like
all right.
You sound like a action figure who had his like string pulled or something like that. Like, it doesn't.
The same phrase over and over again.
To me, it doesn't make you sound tough. It makes you sound scared. Because if you're not scared,
makes it sound like
you're gonna put 10 into Brandon and you're just gonna move on and then kill the rest of the team. Because at the end of the day, scoreboard is the only thing that matters. Let's be real. Like, if you win the game, shit talking does not matter. Like, I don't care what you said. Look at the fucking scoreboard. We moved on and you didn't. So I don't know. I mean,
and to be fair, with that,
divisional paintball rubbed me the wrong way from that standpoint this week.
With scoreboard, for sure, they beat us, right? But let me just say that major, like, dude, we were about to win the game, tie it up. Marv is going up the center, bunkers the guy in the snake, and the guy pulls his gun up and shoots him. And then at that point, I am yelling because Marv is already like moving on to the next target.
I was on the snake side for that point. I haven't looked at the footage yet. I'll have to like review it, see if I have some type of. See if my shot even saw anything, because you never honestly know when it's happening and the chaos is going down, especially with those moments, because you got 3 dudes shooting, 2 refs pulling flags. It's everything's going on.
He's like, he already has like 3 hits on him, so then he's like, oh, I'm a pussy, let me just squeeze him off just to make it a trade, right?
But the question, how did that end up getting reversed and becoming a point penalty on you guys?
So
that's what we're confused about.
They are literally, major is at this point in time, like about to go in the air. And that's when I'm yelling, that's a fucking penalty, right? Because obviously, the penalty's already in the air. Time stops. So obviously I'm talking.
That's what we were talking about earlier, yeah.
Right? So obviously I'm talking. And their guy is yelling at me like, he's talking. Then I say, the point's over, you fucking idiot. Because it was, right? And and I think legitimately what happened is the refs completely fucked up their call and pulled the wrong guy and pulled the wrong guys.
I think they did too, because like everything from my perspective,
it makes no sense.
Everything from my angle on the snake was that seemed to be like a spin, or like I don't know the right way to say it. I didn't necessarily see the call, but it was one of those things where like it seemed to go your guys' way. Does that make sense? Where it was like,
everybody on the sidelines.
Yeah, like, okay, that was, that was a little kind of playing on, like, all right, okay. I think I'm just trying to say, like, I'm excited to go back to my footage for this, because it was just one of those things that I remember being so fucking confused when the head ref came over and was starting to explain that, oh yeah, DMG's starting down 2, or no, DMG's even, but the point went to Padres. I just like, I didn't.
Man, that makes no sense.
Will was standing there right next to me too. Me and 40 Media. We were both talking shit about the Padres coach at that point, but it was funny because he was like, we were just both so confused. I guess that's the main way to put it. There was just a lot of confusion on that call.
And the reason why it's so confused is because they botched the fucking call. They, no joke, threw the penalty and pulled the wrong guys. But it's like, and even if they did, right? Dude, it doesn't even matter, because time stops. Bodies at that point does not matter.
Well, so wait, so are what they saying happened then, that there was not a penalty on the field and that you got a penalty for calling out from the pits?
No. Okay. Marv got the penalty for playing on.
They ended up saying, yeah, Marv got hit.
Wait,
Marv kept asking.
That makes no sense, because if anything, that would have been.
And every ref was saying something different. Every ref was saying, oh, he was hit on the loader. Oh, he was hit on the pack. But Marv
was hit going into the middle. Like,
yeah, the only place where Marv was hit was on his hand when the guy came up to trade while getting blasted.
Yeah. No, that one just like all the pieces on that don't fully like make sense. And yeah, right? At the end of the day, if the game, well, yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't like. That's not the reason why you guys lost, because if a game is coming down to that tight of a thing, there was other mistakes and things that could have been done before that.
For sure.
But it definitely was a very questionable call that I think was made because there was no sort of video evidence for anything. Plus, refs
they would have taken the video evidence.
Well, no, but sometimes on like the live stream fields, they'll look at stuff. But I just more so mean the refs were just not like, no one had a clear picture, so they just kind of went with what seemed likely, and I don't know how they got to that. That's what makes it seems
like they pulled the wrong guy, is because one guy was like, oh, I saw this, and then he's like, oh, fuck, I said the wrong name.
Yeah.
Right. So, because it's like,
I don't know. That was whole fucking weird.
Like, dude, I'm literally standing there watching Marv this whole time, and he's dude, no joke, doing this crafty ass move when no one can see him, and I'm like, damn.
I remember that. Yeah, he was splitting the seam. Yeah, it was a really good move.
And I'm like, dude, this is a fucking godlike move, right? That's where the pro showed, right, with Marv right there for sure. Mm-hmm. And dude, he fucked the guy up. Made such a good move that he fucked the guy up so bad that he, like, no joke, had to squeeze one off and shoots him in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
and if anything, that should have been a trade, though, based on the consistency of what they were calling before that.
Right. And so it's like, why the fuck are they throwing a major period? But they threw a major because the guy has 10 hits on his fucking face and then shoots Marv.
Yeah.
10 is excessive.
To me, that seems like he got a major, and then for some reason it was assessed to you guys.
Called it on the wrong team. Exactly.
I don't understand. Yeah. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, because the lone wolf field, although the referee was sus, it, like, shit like that wasn't happening.
That would not have happened.
The divisional fields are a lawless fucking hellhole of paintball, man. Like,
if you can play the dark arts, if you can do the dark arts in divisional paintball,
if you know how to cheat, you will never die in divisional paintball.
Yeah, that's a little excessive, right?
I'm gonna make that stance right here based off 3 games. No, like 3 or 4 sets that I watched over on that side of the field. Because it was fucking ridiculous.
Inexperienced refs. There are without a doubt inexperienced refs.
Exactly, and that's why I go back to, if anyone talks shit about Seeple reffing, you've never been to an NXL and watched your boys get absolutely fucked by some of the worst reffing you've ever seen known to man. Because that's what I witnessed, not just this weekend, but at other weekends in the past too. There's just too many points, and not even you guys, like other teams that I know of, where the first thing they come up to tell you,
it was wild.
No, because, like, you know how everyone at the field, it's always like, oh, hey, how'd you guys do? What's up? You know, hey, what's up, man? How'd you guys do? When the first thing half the guys tell you are, bro, we got fucked, man, and then they go into their story. Sometimes those stories are kind of bullshit. A lot of the times, though, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, god damn. I would say
it's probably 75% bullshit.
60-40, because, and some guys,
I can agree with that.
I think it also depends who you're talking to too, because some guys, like, I know they have no reason to lie to me about shit, so, like, I kind of trust what they'd say. But yeah, no, you're 100% right with some of the people. You're like, okay,
yeah, some people like it goes back to that one thing where, dude, people will say anything to win.
And that's why I love being the unbiased third party, because I see all of it. And if you guys don't think I see all of it, I see more than the fucking refs, because majority of the time I'm watching players, like, in a very specific way that they aren't. Like, they're watching zones more, trying to see, you know, what's happening.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to watch where the paintballs are, like, going to be contacting, you know, the gap that he's going to go through. And also,
like, maybe they're getting called to go check someone else. Like, there's a lot more things they have going on other than just watching a player.
And one thing I want to say about the Padres match, this is the final thing, is they were not hype. They were not like, fuck you guys, fucking take that L. They were not like, daddy's home. They were not talking shit whatsoever. They knew they should not have won that match. They said
that they were talking shit the whole entire match. And then, yeah, when you guys went to go shake hands, they didn't have a single thing to say. And that's a very valid point.
Right, they weren't saying shit because they knew deep down that was complete bullshit.
Did they even move on?
I'm pretty sure they did.
They got knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because they still lost to Camp and Fit. I don't even know which one they lost to, but, you know, good luck. You're always gonna do that, so have fun.
I'm excited to play him again because, you know me, I'm a competitive guy and I love the competition.
I want to play him again.
Oh, the other thing that I remember watching, and I don't know why this got brought up in my head right now, but Hatch, you're kind of a scumbag. And this came from the Cyclones match, because after they're going to mercy you guys, they win the last point, they're walking it down. A couple of their players actually decided to just start lighting up your guys' pods. And
that's fine.
As an unbiased third party, I was like, well, that's just kind of a dick move. Like, all right, you're okay, they'll buy another 50-cent pod. Good shit, bro. You wasted paint. And what's funny is then I get back to the pit and I'm like, why, like, is that something people do over here? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Why the fuck are guys doing that? And Hatch is like, well, I've done that to them in the past. And I was like, all right, well, now I don't feel bad for you at all. You brought that on.
I'm good. I know our feelings.
But I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's the pettiest shit I've ever heard. You shot pods, like,
whatever.
Okay, bro.
It is what it is.
You can't sit over there and not say that's not petty, because it's like it's 50 fucking cents.
If I shoot him 4 times, I get a penalty. So I got to take my anger out on something.
Okay, that's kind of a valid point. Yeah.
It just happens to be a plastic-looking dildo holder on the ground. You know.
All right.
I got to get it in somewhere.
Cool. Well, that was, I guess, the last thing I had on all those matches.
Yeah.
It was still a good weekend for you guys, though. I think there was some big signs of improvement with kind of the team play of the team.
I agree, and I think there were some times where we played the field wrong, Brando. I don't know if you would agree with this. I feel like there were some times where the 2 on the Dorito side, Paul, when they get in the snake, sometimes he should swing my way and then start when I'm going to work on the Dorito side, just so I'm not by myself all the time.
That's how we were kind of practicing the layout.
Where you would have that audible.
That Saturday.
I feel like Mark iterated, go to the fucking snake side or you're dead to me. You know,
he really wanted, like. He really wanted that to work. I think at times we
were forcing it too hard.
My call a lot was during the practices was we get a body up in that snake side wedge, take over that snake eyes,
he follows me up.
And I felt like that worked really well. I think we should have changed that a little more, integrated that a little more, but he really wanted Paul to swing over and me to just beat your eyes and you stay alive.
But it's like, obviously, you know, there were times where I was the fucking guy going down getting kills, right, opening up the match. But then it's like I would kill 2 and then I would die and they would swing the Dorito side. So it's like
it's only me looking your way and there's no one to fill out.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That was one of my biggest gripes.
Speaking of swinging to the Dorito side, I will say there was one moment this weekend where I was like, what the fuck happened in this point? And that was when Brandon was in front of me in the Dorito corner. I was like, you're not supposed to be here, Brando. Like, what has gone so wrong that you've needed to pull this far over? And that was the point that you and Caden ended up clutching up a 2v2. I call it a 2v1 because you shot both of them. So, like, technically, you know, that's a 2v1.
You should have gotten a penalty for that. Even the announcers caught that. They're like, oh, you should have gotten. Fuck yeah, you should have.
I need to watch those matches. I want to watch those matches back.
I haven't watched them back either yet.
I looked at it on YouTube, I think, for like a split second. And what the fuck is with that angle? Whoever is on that field, dude, that angle is so garbo. It's like 50 snake, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like I felt like you couldn't really see much.
Welcome. Now you realize how expensive it is to run a nice webcast. This is why the Ghost Sports asked that we subscribe and support them. Because that's honestly, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. That's honestly what it is with the NXL live stream. It's just it's a smaller budget, so you know they don't have as many resources. You can just throw a couple cameras up and then kind of make do with what you got. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad they're doing it. It's one of those things that like it is at least good that they're doing it. They're getting shit out there. They're showing off more divisions of the sport. I can only say good things about that. You know, I mean,
better than nothing.
Yeah. Do we wish it looked better? Of course, but hey, that's ground zero. Let's work up from there.
I wish it was 1440, 120 frames a second.
1440.
But dude, we don't get that, do we? That's okay.
You're lowballing there, bro. Got to get 4K 120. That's what I'm rocking.
I agree. I need to see like their eyes blink slowly, you know?
Oh, that's now you're talking about like 1,000 frames a second. That's getting really far up there.
We need to get the slow-mo guys up in this. Have you seen that video that they did?
Well, yeah, no, that's something that Ghost Sports has been starting to use this year. So slow motion photography is a very specialized thing. For years, it's been dominated by just one company, Phantom. They really kind of dominated the market, not only for like cinematic film type purposes, but also for like scientific purposes. If you need a camera that can see, 1/100th of a second for some chemical reaction, then you go to them. And then through that, they were able to develop these really great sensors, brought them to a commercial side. And then, now not even commercial, but like a film industry side. And now we're, that's what at the shots you see during the broadcast, not of paintball, but of like ESPN, of like NFL teams, going in super slow-mo as they're going to catch the ball. Those were probably shot on a Phantom of some type. The big cool thing is there is now a new company out that is producing kind of it literally looks like a square box that is capable of doing, I want to say like 1,000 frames per second at 1080p and like 4K at like a couple higher frame rates than that. I don't know the full exact specifics, but I've talked to Nick Kikuzi. He's the guy who's been operating it a little bit. And dude, some of that footage just looks so cool because like you'll see the Ghost Boards clips and stuff they post of like everything is just so incredibly slow, and it can bring out these details that you would just instantly miss.
It looks like it's gonna hit him, but dude, literally a millimeter will go by him, and it's like, dude,
slides right by. And yeah,
when it's so slow, it's no longer a game of inches; it's a game of literal millimeters.
Yeah, we could still say game of inches. That falls off the tongue
I agree,
better.
but you know what I'm saying?
And also, we don't use millimeters because we're American. Fuck, what is a kilometer?
But you know what I'm saying? You, like in football, right? When someone
Thanks, Brando.
barely gets the touchdown, right? They go to the camera and they're like zooming in on his fucking foot. Like, was he in? You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I was more so saying like we just don't use millimeters because we're American and we use freedom units.
Facts.
I was making a meme reference, and you were kind of trying to be serious, and I don't think that worked.
Serious. That's the biggest fucking problem.
I'm sorry.
I'm never doing that again. I'm never gonna be serious.
No, I mean you're not totally wrong. I see the point you're making. Paintball is an incredibly close game. You know, stuff is decided by, like you said, literally millimeters at this point.
Literally by the weather.
Sometimes. Yeah, that could be a huge one. I mean, fuck. Like there was a point I watched in the finals where Damage ended up winning, but Keith, if it's not a muddy playing surface, he would have made the move alive and been perfectly fine. But since it was muddy, he kind of stumbled, gave whoever's in the snake for heat a time to, you know, get that spin around, where then it wasn't a spin. It was just a trade because, you know, he was in time there, you know, ready for it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You're giving me the wide eyes of confusion.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. I was just like, what's going on, Hatch? We good? But yeah, so I think that's, you know, the little things in paintball like that, you know, if it's not a muddy, rainy day.
Paint, dude. Sometimes dimpled paint is a difference between you hitting the shot and missing the shot.
Sometimes that's the reason you hit a shot. Like that little curve kind of curves it into the bunker almost. And it's like, it's the smallest variables and factors that change, you know, who wins in this game.
It's so crazy to think about. What were you going to say, Brando? Were you saying something?
Before I got up?
No, my bad. I thought you were trying to speak up.
Oh, I mean, you know.
How'd you find that? Why'd you get up? Why'd you get up?
I sneezed and I really had to blow my nose.
Oh, okay.
Really bad. What'd you ask, Hatch?
How'd you feel about this weekend?
I feel like we all got that experience. Those close, tough matches. You know, I think it was big, really big for Caden to. I think I went and I counted. We had a total of like 32 points, and I think he played 30 of them. I think he only sat 2. So like,
and not just played them. He was in the snake almost every single one of those fucking points. Like, huge shout out to Caden this week on what he was able to do.
No, I'm just kidding.
Snake on break.
But that guy, the kid, stepped the fuck up.
I think, you know, you were talking about that earlier when you talked to him after the Cyclones game. I think, you know, look at, and I'm not going to name them, but the guys that he first kind of grew up playing around with at Capital Edge. A lot of those dudes,
soft ass fuckers.
Exactly, and a lot of those dudes are gone. They're not here anymore. Caden's the one who stayed because I think he does have that mentality. Like, you know, he has that funny, like, unassuming personality that he has. But I think deep down there's a dude who wants to fucking be really good at something, and he's grinding, and he's made paintball that thing.
And without a doubt, because I talked to him about it, and he's pulled me aside personally, and he's like, dude, let me tell you, joining this paintball team was the best thing I ever did. Right? He's like,
he's so much more confident now. Like compared to just a couple years ago, and not just in paintball, but just in life, man.
He just seems like overall he's becoming more of an adult.
He's growing into a man right in front of our eyes, guys.
I agree. It's crazy seeing him go from that little fucking doofus running around holding his gun sideways to now an older doofus holding his gun sideways.
He still holds his gun sideways. Yeah, he didn't fix that part. He learned how to play paintball, but
the kid's good. The kid is learning very, very fast. So I hope people keep sleeping on him in the snake.
Well, and that's a very valid point because this was a snake focused type layout, as we've been saying, and you know, he's he was producing in there. So yeah, no, due credit. Caden definitely deserves a shout out tonight. Other things, other couple shout outs, maybe I'll do those right now too. I want to give a shout out to 5 Pack Productions, Josiah Scott, and Christian Riviera Media. Christian Riviera. They ended up being kind of my carpool gang this weekend, so I spent a lot of time with them. We had a long kind of car ride to the field every day and back to the spot that we were staying at. So that's always the best when get to hang out with some dudes you don't get to talk to all the time, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in a car with them for almost 2 hours a day. You gotta love that. Shout out to them. The other kind of, I don't know, the other kind of funny thing I was gonna bring up, but 40 Media, we worked together. I know I brought this up in the last podcast, but him too. We were working on the kind of the bunker to bunker stuff together. There was one day that we walked around and just interviewed random ass people and asked random ass questions, and the whole time we were thinking, just be Dylan. So that was our motivation for the week, and I think we got some dope stuff. Dylan has already hit me up a couple times asking for the footage, so I think it's actually uploading in the background right now. So hopefully he'll have that soon, and we'll be able to see the project, because as of the moment, I don't know what his vision is. So it's one of those things that I'm going to drop footage to someone, and in like 2.5 weeks, I'm going to see something and either be blown away. Well, I don't know why I said either be blown away, because I'm going to be blown away. Let's be real. It's Dylan. Dude is a fucking wizard with the editing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing about 40 that I gotta say is that motherfucker has my entire Night Marcher story summed up somewhere on his camera, and I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do with that footage.
That was for Dylan. Like, that's the type of shit we were doing all weekend. So yeah, that's probably gonna be in the bunker to bunker. I'm not even joking you.
Oh man.
Because I also got footage of you like being intense in the pits and stuff like that. Dylan specifically asked for hatch footage because he wants the mustache in there. You're popular, man. You're building the brand in the sport.
God, I love this shit.
What I love is I can say that to you as much as I want, and I know that you'll never have an ego. Like, literally, like, I can keep telling you you're popular and you're building the brand and all this stuff, and you're gonna be like, no, not really, and you're just gonna keep going on as if nothing happens. You're a very humble man, dude.
Some will say ag. You know what I'm saying? Is that the word that the hip kids are using now?
You're losing me on this. What?
Doesn't that mean cool?
Yeah, I guess it means aggressive, cool, tight, kind of that.
Okay, yeah. So I was trying to say, am I getting ag? You know what I'm saying? That sounded so.
Bro, you've had ag.
I should never say that ever again.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. But you've had ag, bro.
I don't think I have ag anymore, bro.
Ag is more so how you look on the field. That's what I attribute ag to.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and you look great on the field. You literally are Master Chief on the field, bro.
I'm dead, dude. I will say I got a lot of positive about the Master Chief mask. I showed Danny Lincoln, and Danny Lincoln's like, "Yo, what the fuck? That shit's sick."
That's dope, man. So, yeah, because I know he loved your Halo post.
He's a Halo guy, and I hope someday, dude, me and Danny can work on something together. That'd be so sick, you know?
Yeah, man. I know Danny's an amazing talent.
There was an HK post that I know for a fact he was a part of, because the photo credit was to him, where it was like all of these. It was like a slideshow, and I
know what you're talking about, and you were in it, right? Yeah.
Dude, I was in it, bro. And did you see the other people that I was in it with? Dude,
yeah,
fucking Fedorov,
again.
Chad George,
this is going back to, I was like, you're building a brand and you're becoming a popular member in this sport, just like those people did when they were starting in the sport.
Dude,
that's what you're doing.
Fucking wild to think about, dude. Like,
HK views you the same way they view some of their other, divisional stuff. They're guys who are going out there promoting the game, and you're a pretty good dude to do that. You have an iconic mustache. It's pretty easy to like get people to get hype over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good personality.
I think there's a study done where you can actually sell things better with a mustache. I feel like I've talked about this. Have I talked about this?
I have not heard this from you. No. Continue,
I'm pretty
please.
sure there's like a study done where it's like people are like 40% more likely to buy a car from a guy with a mustache, right, at a dealership, right? If a salesman came up with no mustache and a salesman with a mustache, the salesman with a mustache would get more sales. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about, is it specific, like any mustache?
This is a very strong point.
Like I assume it's mostly like minimum, like the Dawn Fry. You know what I'm talking about? Minimum.
No, I understand what you're saying, Brandon, because let's be real, like Hatch's mustache, obviously, if I walked into a business establishment, I saw a man such as Hatch with a, nice refined stash, kind of the rest of his face cleaned up, looking good. All right, that's a dude who takes care of himself. He wants to, he wants to look good, be presentable, but he still likes having some facial hair. if I see a dude who has a pedo stash and looks like he wants to maybe take me, I don't trust that guy as much. So I think that's the point, is like certain mustaches. I know which one you're talking, Brandon. Brandon's talking about the Hitler stash. He just doesn't want to say it. He's too pussy to say it. But that also would work.
Stash?
Michael Jordan stash?
Yeah. I was getting there, but hey, to be honest, in defense, if a guy with the pedo stash was talking to me, I'd probably trust him a little more because he's gonna deliver some candy. Whereas the other one, like, I'm gonna have to buy from the other salesman. Like,
that is very true. The salesman, he'll sell it. The pedophile, he'll give it.
Yeah. Oh, he'll give it. Yeah.
That is
Jesus Christ.
That's wild, Brando.
Are we making a pro and cons list for pedophiles right now? Like, because that's kind of what this feels like we're doing, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right.
Yes, they have free candy. That's it. That's not a good thing, though.
Bros, free candy.
I'm actually gonna make a very hard stance right here. Molesters are not good. We don't need these people on Earth. They're not great. There's no pros for them. That's my hard stance I'm taking on this show.
What?
Okay, that's a hard stance too.
Blur that one out.
Blur that one out. YouTube will do it for us. Don't worry.
Perfect. But But
yeah,
as we were saying, with the what were we talking about?
We were talking about you building your brand and kind of reputation in the game and people knowing about you, because I think that's something that you take for granted sometimes. Is there are a lot of people who now kind of know the face of Hatch.
Let me just say, this is a person that I look up to now because I'll admit I was a hater at first. Now I will say this on camera. Alex Frazier, like, I was honestly not the biggest fan of that guy. Like, I didn't even really like Dynasty. But
I know. We all knew, like, and I think that's a good thing to say. You weren't like a major hater. It was just like, you're not a bandwagon type guy. So like, they were doing well, and you're like, look, I like Mike. That's my boy. I don't really care for the rest of the team, But it wasn't like a hatred or anything like that.
No, but let me just say, Alex Frazier, dude, that guy, watching that guy not only play paintball, but be a person, dude, I aspire to be like him. He's one of the friendliest guys I've ever met.
Yeah, he is.
That's why I want to do for the game something that, because obviously he's doing things for the game that nobody had really done before. Mm-hmm. Obviously with Hormesis
stuff
and
that
everything
he couldn't fully do until he got to this point where he is in the game.
Yep, exactly. So one day I want to be like Alex Frazier, where the guy, he's producing films now.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good like mentor to kind of look up to. Like, and I think he it's kind of weird to talk about because he's kind of my boss in a way. So it's like I do have a little more of a kind of a personal relationship with him. But yeah, he's a very fair, honest man, and I think that goes a long way in paintball because there's not a lot of people who always are like that. And so the stuff that he's doing, the joy that he's bringing, the kind of play like a kid mentality that he's brought back into the game.
That's the shit that I love.
It's all great, wonderful things.
Dude, there is nothing I could ever say bad about Alex Frazier. That guy, and it was funny because I was talking to Alex Frazier for a little bit in the pro pits, and Caden's standing right next to me. He goes, Hatch, you know Frazier? And I'm like, yeah, he's my friend. It was just pretty funny.
Yeah.
And
oh, that's cool, man. Well, and I think that goes to show, like, especially in the pro division, I think one of the reasons why Alex stands out so much is everyone takes themselves way too fucking seriously in pro paintball.
I agree, bro. I agree.
Let's all just take a deep breath and calm down for a second and realize we're traveling the country getting paid to shoot gelatinous balls at another person. We can have some fun. Like, yeah, if you're in the finals, okay, I fucking get it. Let's be fucking serious. Let's fucking work as hard as we can and be motivated to win the game.
Dude, the fucking 720 bat spin.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, little things like that, moments where Alex is going out there and they win a point, so he goes and does a little celebration. Like, that's fun. People want to watch that. People want to have fun with the game and not feel like, okay, yeah, these guys are good at paintball, but they take themselves way too seriously. Because I hate to say it, some of the like top pros that we have kind of do. Like,
I agree, and they're like, look. I'm not even lying. Look at the comments. Look at the comments on that video.
Yeah.
Some people are like, bro, it's like, do you guys not have that much fun?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's something that the shows that PTG, Spick and Span have kind of helped some of those guys do is show off more of their kind of personality outside of that stuff. But I think a lot of them think that if I'm not taken as extremely serious, then no one's going to take me as serious. Do people not take Alex Frazier as serious? I mean, how many dudes in pro would be like, yeah, I can smoke Alex in a one-on-one? I mean, some of them, but I think a lot of those guys probably still are like, that's a respected opponent of mine, and he can kill me just as much as anyone else can. Like, you know, so it's okay to have fun. Also, I think I stopped there for a second, but it looks like you guys are back.
Howdy.
All right. But yeah, so I don't know. That's a good kind of person to look up to, I would say, in our sport.
Yeah, and he's definitely. I wish I could pick his brain more about the game itself and how it translates to life, because obviously, right, I'm the kind of guy where dude, I'm the paintball guy. Like, people around me, they know me as the paintball guy, and you know,
like in everyday life and stuff. Or
yeah. When you put it so, when it's in your life so often, where you want to take it to the next level, where it's like, dude, I want to somehow, you know, make this my job somehow, right? Even if it's not even being.
My internet's going out. Oh no. Let's see if they'll come back here in just a second. But I definitely have both of them frozen on my screen at the moment, so that does not bode well for a show. Let's see. Task manager, pull on up here. Am I going to be doing a show by myself for the rest of the night? Let's check the router. Router's good. So something's just fucked up over here. Not fully sure what's going on. We'll see if it comes back. But I'm going to make a little time code. And when it does come back, we're going to be back with the show. So sorry for the technical delays, guys. Just 1 second. All right, guys. So looks like internet's working up again. Let's jump on back into the show. Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, broke all focus and momentum that we had going on there. But I did have actually one more thing I wanted to say about Alex Frazier. It was something funny that happened right at podiums at the end of the weekend. As you guys, you know, like we said, Sunday became an absolute mud festival at the, you know, tournament. It was just destroyed all around. And so a couple girls from one of the female teams, I have no clue who, decided to start mud wrestling. You know, some good old-fashioned down in the fun mud wrestling. When we were waiting for the pro podiums to go on, there was like maybe 20 people there, and half of us were media, you know, just to get the shot of the champagne. And so they're mud wrestling. They're having a good old blast. They're having fun. A couple of us are drinking beers, and I'm not filming this because I don't really need to. You know, it's one of those things like that. And it's funny because out of nowhere, I look up, all of a sudden Alex Frazier is there with his phone in hand, getting some great footage of mud wrestling. And I just started dying, man. I was laughing because it's like, that instantly tells you of like his generation versus mine. Like that was a little more common back then. Whereas like, that's something that you don't see nowadays. You know, it's not common to go to an event and you see some girls getting down in the mud. So it was funny. After that, I was like, all right, I have to get a shot of this. So I got a shot of some of the girls wrestling, and then I panned over and you could see Frazier standing there, phone out, just looking kind of funny, to be fully honest. So yeah, that was probably one of my more favorite moments from the Frage this weekend.
That guy's honestly, dude, I want to do with my brand, like you were saying, Ryan. I want to do with my brand like what he's doing with Dynasty, and just blasts it off, you know, to where it's like he just makes that shit like everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so, he knows how to start from nothing.
That's a good point. And so what, let's say you've been with DMG 4 years now? 5?
Fuck, dude, I joined 2018 when they won the pro spot in 2017.
So 5 years. So we'll say 5 years. And just to make my point real quick, they've been playing since 01, 00. Yeah, 2000 or 99. So you got about 25 years to catch up, I think, if my math is wrong.
I agree, but it's also
something like
right.
that.
Technology's way different now, right? through the rise of social media and everything like that, things are a lot different now.
Man. But let's be real, Hormesis wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't Oliver and Alex behind it. It's two guys that our sport has respected because look, they've been here forever. They've, you know, obviously dedicated their lives to this. So hey, let's, you know, show them some support for that.
That's like
and they make a cool product. Let's be real.
You know, when you see like something that's made by like the Marines, you know, like, oh, made by the U.S. Marines, and it's like, oh, dude,
the proud.
Dude, yep. It's like, okay,
people
sweet.
calling it air support.
Yep, exactly. So, fuck, what was I gonna get at? Oh yeah, okay. So they're like,
sorry,
okay,
bro.
they just want to support the Patriots, right? Like people want to be Patriots. They just want to support, you know, America. But like in the term of this, where paintball patriots, people want to support the paintball patriots because they know how much they've given to the sport and how much they have put in and how much time they've put in. They've been around here, dude, longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
I don't know how if they were playing in like early 90s or something.
I know for a fact that they were playing when I was born. I don't know your birthday because I was 98, so they were playing by the time I was born. I don't
97.
You're 97, so it may have been like first year or something like that. Like it was around the start.
But you see what I'm saying, right?
No, it's close, and that says enough. That's volumes enough right there.
So I got goals to chase, not people to impress. So until we get there, full steam ahead.
We got time. All right. Well, we're about an hour and a half into the show. We've gotten through most of the stuff from Chicago. I don't know. Maybe you guys had a couple other stories, but yeah, we also got Seaple this weekend. Just getting ready for that.
I'm excited for that.
I am excited.
I'm excited to hear.
I hate when we have back-to-backs because I love that.
Oh, I hate that shit.
We had the NXL last weekend, so now obviously we want another regional tournament this weekend because, you know, why would we spread those out at all? Let's just fill 2 weekends when then we had 12 weekends off with nothing to do before that. Scheduling in paintball is so mid, I'm going to be honest.
I agree.
There's at least 1 weekend in between. I just want to play that layout again. I don't know.
I agree.
It's not even that. It's just more so like... For me, I don't fucking get it, man. It's like we have these points in paintball where nothing will happen for a month and a half and then 6 events in 2 weeks. And it's like, we couldn't have spread these out at all. Like,
if we had Chicago a month ago, it wouldn't have rained.
That's true.
Facts. But one thing I will say about the back-to-backs that's kind of nice is going out the next weekend and playing. Bro, there will be nobody. There will be nobody because it's like people are like, oh, time to take a weekend off.
I'm gonna defend that as I don't think that's a bad thing because I don't think it's a bad
thing at all. But obviously I like playing.
Yeah, no, and Hatch, you also got to remember you have your girlfriend, but you're mostly a kind of like single dude who doesn't have like a family and okay. Well, you said it first on this show, so I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, but so like, do you get what I'm saying though? Like, you don't have kids, you don't have a family, so it's a little more of like you don't need that rest weekend. It's for you going out to the field is your rest in a way. That's where you get away from work and your responsibilities and all that shit. Whereas for some other people, and yeah, I'm gonna be honest myself, it's nice to be able to like have a weekend where I don't have to drive an hour out to the field and I can like get some errands done and, clean my room, like simple shit like that you just normally don't have time for because you're, all right, my free time, I'm going to go spend it out at the field.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if there's not like a significant amount of my teammates, right, to practice against, then I'll just go to like my local field and just like shoot some cones, run some routes, stuff like that,
Yeah.
Because at that point it's like, I don't need to drive 3 hours to shoot at a cone.
No, yeah, that's
right.
No one needs to do that.
Realistically, okay, and this is a semi pro tip from your boy Steven Hatch right here. One of the best ways to get good at snapping. This is gonna sound so dumb, but it's so true because this is how I learned, and I have a pretty crispy snap. I would like to say, dude, go in the mirror in the bathroom.
Yeah,
right. To where
I did this.
All you can see is like nothing. Like we'll pretend. Shit. We'll pretend this.
And he just unplugged his mic.
Hold on. Hello. We good?
It went to your other mic. You gotta change it. God damn it. But I get what you're saying. So if, like you have it so like there's the doorway and then you can snap in, snap out,
right,
and then you can see in the mirror.
Just what is exposed. Mm-hmm. Right? So
you start to kind of be
muscle memory. You start getting that, okay, well, if I want to be playing like a can where it's like that straight edge, I know exactly the movement that I need to do to be as minimal as possible. Mm. And it's like, you don't even have to go to a paintball field for that one. So it's like, like it's completely different when you have a gun in your hand and you're shooting paint, practicing a wedge. Completely different.
Of course.
Right? But when people are like, oh, instead of scrimming a really good team, and getting better like that, let's just shoot some cones and just stand on the side while they get better. And it's like, dude, that happens a fuck ton.
I know exactly who you're calling out right now.
I'm really not calling out anybody. I'm calling out everybody. I'm calling out everybody.
No, you are calling someone out because like that was 3 weeks ago or some shit. Like, come on, guys. Like, it does make sense. Dude, you know, you should be. And
it's like when we're offering our help, you know, it's like, ugh.
The other thing I'm going to say too is, yeah, obviously not every single time you go out to the paintball field, you should be playing points, because at some point, yes, you do need to kind of spend time working on your own individual skills.
Scenarios, but if you get stuff like that.
If you get an opportunity to, you know, have a day where, you know, a team wants to play you, take that and then go try to work on your team paintball, your communication, your, you know, situation stuff, your, you know, just that feeling and mending together type stuff. And then, hey, maybe the next weekend you guys go out and just shoot cones. But like, you need to have that balance, I feel like, because individual skills need to come up too, especially if you're going up in the divisions. You need to have that kind of same on par level with everyone else. But the biggest thing with points is if you never play them and never get that kind of team practice, you're also kind of getting stabbed in the back there too.
And so I'm gonna go back to what J-Bo said on this podcast. When you get to a certain level,
wait. Can you do it in his voice?
All right, let me think of exactly what he said.
Good call, Brando. Maybe the best thing he said tonight.
On the Iron Man, we all know how to snapshot here. You should already know. You come sword sharp. Right? You know,
that's not a full quote, but it's damn close.
Right? Once you start say it in the J-Bo voice, I got fucking freaked out. That guy came to our pits, dude. Let me tell you, J-Bo came to our pits, and dude, that's one of those things that's motivating for me. Because like, dude, if a guy that I look up to like J-Bo comes and wants to watch our match to see how we do, like, dude, he was watching until he had to go and play.
Yeah.
So it's like, also, I like that shit.
That's a good point too, because he went to go play, made an amazing move up the middle, fucked some kids up, and got called Dylan Boyum.
Oh, I know.
I felt so bad for Jordan in that moment, and that's nothing against Dylan, but it's just like, he finally is, you know, he's doing really good. He's kind of making this name for him, and he gets called his brother's name. I felt bad for him in that moment.
The real people know the truth, and
number 75 is a savage, bro.
Shout out to my boy J-Bo. Fucked Axel up. And let me just say, Axel, that motherfucker's weird in the pits, bro. Brando, back me up.
Whoa, hold up, pause. Wait a minute. What's going on here?
This motherfucker's weird. Dude,
he's French. I don't know what you want.
This is a different type of weird, Brian.
You can't keep saying this. Explain.
So, Brando, would you like to say it?
Who wants to get thrown under the bus? That's essentially what I'm hearing.
I'll say it. I mean, he's, you know, cat's out of the bag. He's no longer with the team, but yeah. After the match.
Yeah, I don't know if that cat is actually out of the bag.
I mean, I heard it on 2 other shows. So
okay. Yeah. I didn't watch any other shows tonight or today.
No way. No wonder he did that shit.
Oh, is that what PTG's big news was?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just did not have time to watch the show today. I was doing all my other shit. But okay, so all right, that cat is out of the bag. I was like, God damn it, Brando, are we about to get in trouble? Like,
whatever. And no, they come in after the Sunday loss. It was on Saturday too, but I didn't see that one.
Oh God, bro. Oh God.
Just get to the point, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Middle of the pit. All right. There's 2 teams in the pit trying to huddle around, not to get wet, and Axel's there. You know, starts changing immediately after the last point, and look over and Axel's just butt ass naked, just right there in the middle of the pit.
Yeah, dude, butt ass naked, and
this is also. I think this is important context for people out there. This is during the rainstorm. So like any spot that's covered everyone is getting into. Like if you've never been to an NXL when it's raining, every single tent becomes a sanctuary. So it's like, everyone gets into this tight area. So that's hilarious. This man is just butt ass naked.
Yeah. And I go.
Full teams around him and 2 full, like, and their pit crews were around him, like under the tent. It was crowded.
And AJ has a
sling and dong,
way different angle. AJ has a way different angle, right?
I think that's what you're going to.
I go, AJ, did you just see his dick? And he goes, I didn't even finish my sentence. And he goes, I didn't try to, bro. It looked at me.
I didn't try to.
It looked at me.
Yeah, let's
like,
go.
Holy shit, Axel, goddamn, dude, what the fuck?
I will say, speaking of AJ, I actually owe AJ a bottle of balls. I told him at the beginning of the weekend before your guys' games, every single game they won this weekend, I would buy him a bottle of balls, and if they won the tourney, I'd buy him a case. Well, they won one. So I will get you your one bottle of balls, and I will bring that to you, AJ. So there you go, man. Hey, if we make a bet, I'll do it. If I gotta bribe you fuckers
AJ
to win matches, I'll take it. He really does love balls. It's kind of funny. I think he rediscovered it during the video we made earlier this year. Dude,
his reaction, I no joke, cut and cropped his reaction of when he drank it the first time out of the video and sent it in our group chat. He's like, oh, and I'm like, that is just good. I'm like, dude, that is the zestiest reaction to some balls, dude.
To some balls, yeah.
I'm like, all right, edit, all right, cut, send. So,
dude, you're lightweight editor over there, bro. You're kind of cutting up these memes, these spicy content.
I'm learning. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes from other fellow goobers. So I'm like, okay, what would be funnier in this moment? Okay, this would be.
What would be funny? You're just breaking down comedy.
Brando's the guy who took the photo of us in the trash bags. I'm like, Brando, I got a meme, bro. Take it. And he goes, he instantly goes, he's about to take it. And he goes, wait a second. So he goes, no, I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that. I'm like, Brando, it's gonna be a funny meme because we're trash.
We're trash. That's the joke. And that the day before we were a lot better than trash.
Yeah. So.
Whatever.
Shout out to all the semi-pro teams. I'm coming for you.
What I'm bummed out about Axel not being a part of Impact.
Oliver.
I'm gonna guess no more Oliver. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck, dude.
Did you just now realize that, Hatch?
Oh fuck.
That was like one of the first things I thought of. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I didn't care about Axel. I cared about Oliver.
It's literally hitting him right now.
Way, dude.
Go watch the video, ladies and gentlemen, because
this man got an Instagram.
That was a hit of realization I just saw in his eyes.
Fuck.
That was amazing. Good job, Brando.
I didn't see Oliver the first day, right? Because it was my job to go and scout teams. I come in at the very I did see him the first day, but at the very end. So I come in the pits and he is like, and I'm like, Oliver, my man. I'm like yelling, getting hyped up. Then he turns around, gets hell of excited to see me.
Smile.
And yep, big ass smile. And he's like, he's speaking in French. I have no idea what he's saying. And he's like, he's like, oh, so, and he's like making the mustache reference. He's making like the mustache reference. Yeah, and he's telling me that I look like a guy. He's calling me by some famous French guy with a handlebar mustache. And he's just like, dude, Oliver Godin, I fucking love that guy. That guy's an innovator.
This is Hatch finding out that like his best friend just broke up with his girl and now he doesn't get to see the dad or something anymore. Like this is like you're very sad over this. You're gonna miss Oliver. That's what I'm hearing.
Dude, fuck, I am gonna miss Oliver.
Just like he was part of our team.
You think the Tauntauns are gonna come to Cup again?
Yeah, they won the spot. Actually, they're 100% going to because they won the European Cup spot. So yeah, they have a spot in Champions Cup.
Nice, good for them. So we know where Axel's going.
Yep. So just find Oliver, and he'll still be there.
So Impact needs a snake guy.
Tyler Panaleo, they already have one.
Is he? I hope he's all healthy, dude. Because if he's not healthy, I'm coming for that spot, boy.
Hatch, you do realize you don't play the fucking snake, right?
That's because they don't let me.
Hatch, honest question: when was the last time you've been on your belly in a snake?
This guy, Brando. This guy. This shows how much you don't practice.
During a game?
I'm talking about like during a game.
During a tournament.
During a tournament.
During a tournament?
Yes, during a tournament. Because obviously in practice you're gonna go try other spots. I'm talking about like you're at a tournament, fucking you're told to go break out for the snake side.
I haven't been told to go break out, but there was one where like I start out in the back center shooting Dorito side, and then our entire snake side dies, and I had to work my way over there.
Yeah.
So
this last tournament, is that what you're saying? Or
I don't think it was this last one. It might have been the one before.
There's the point. There's the point I was making.
But hey, bro, it's because I'm not allowed.
Impact, pick him up, man. He's played one snake point in the last 2 tournaments.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. They just don't let me.
No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. They they don't need you. They got Caden over there, so go play the Doritos. Master Chief.
God damn it. Who knew Master Chief would be a Dorito player? I thought he'd be more of an overall kind of guy.
I feel like Chief is a center player. Let's be real. He's tall. He's fast. He can move really well. That's center player type shit. Let's be real. That's Blake. That's why
he's wherever the tallest tower is, because he's probably like realistically, what is he, like 7'10" or some shit?
Yeah, no, he actually would not be able to play paintball really, because he could not hide behind a single bunker. I feel like
he steps on one bunker, that shit's popped.
Also, paint would never break on him because of his shield, bro. It would just bounce off that.
Damn, you think it would bounce, or you think it would break on the shield and just like?
Would it break? I feel like it would bounce.
I feel like, no joke, the shield, I don't know Halo lure, so I feel like once it hits, it's like,
I don't know either, bro.
It like burns it off. That's where I think like the bullets go. The bullets, like whenever he gets shot
like
by like
energy,
a needler or some shit,
so it like,
it's like energy
up or
and
something.
And it just vaporizes it, and that takes a percentage of a shield.
I see what
down.
you're saying. I see.
Right?
It takes like a little bit of the power that's creating the shield. Yeah.
To where if you got shot with a paintball, it would break, but the paint would just instantly vaporize.
He's clean.
He's clean. Sign me up.
He's clean, except for then you're gonna have that one ref who's like on the opposite corner of the field.
Get him out!
I saw it! Get him out! I fucking saw it! And is running over there on his walkie. Get him the fuck out! Get him the fuck out! Minor. Yeah, I hate those guys.
That's low key. That's me at Sepples.
Because I'm gonna be honest, and this is why I don't believe those guys. The amount of times I thought I've seen a guy get hit when I'm filming, and then I watch back the footage, and it's just the bunker in front of him. It's almost 90% of the time. There are times where it's like, that guy just got hit. Like, I 100% saw that.
Unless I see it with my own fucking eyes, I'm not gonna call it out.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying even those things where it seems like that, where it's like you see that spray come off, a lot of the times it's just like off the bunker or some shit around them. But it just
unless
looks
I see it spray
parallaxed
and leave nothing with my eyes, you know? At that point, you got to rely on your other senses. You know, you got to rely on your hearing, like on,
you got to rely on your taste. You know, you got to get in there, see if that paint was on them.
That shit's a hit.
You got to yes and this, Hatch. Come on, that was a beautiful setup I gave you there.
I agree. Yes, and we smell them.
And we smell them.
Yeah.
It's like we feel it in the air. What are the other senses? Smell, touch. I mean, I guess I'm touching the weird. I'm touching the ground, feeling the vibration of the ball hitting him through the electromagnetic pulse through his feet.
Are you now fucking Daredevil or some shit? Do you have like sonic location?
Oh, that was a good one. I was gonna say like Toph from The Last Airbender. Oh, where she's like blind and shit. Yeah, and she can like feel everything.
Fire. I barely get that reference.
I'm just Toph, but I can see.
Yeah, I still don't get the reference, but
seriously.
I watched like 2 seasons of Avatar, bro.
Oh shit, okay, gotcha.
Because like I know the water people that Aang travels with.
The water people.
I forget their name, dude. It was like 12 years ago. I forget their names right now. But I at least like I remember some of that shit. I remember the big ass like panda looking like flying thing. It's like a big bear. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Whatever the fuck you just said. Yeah, this is my anime, Hatch. It's never really drawn me in the way that it's drawn you in.
I think it's because you got to give it a chance. Like we got to watch it with someone like me, bro.
See, but that's I think false because I have given it a chance. Like I did watch a couple of seasons of that.
With me?
It doesn't matter. I should be able to watch a show and like it by myself. I don't need a tour guide there.
Brando, is Attack on Titan the same without me? Answer this question carefully, bro.
Yeah, probably not. I gotta give that, but that doesn't.
Because when everybody's like,
Hatch, I'm gonna be honest. If your selling point for a piece of content is that I should watch it with you, that piece of content is probably pretty dog shit. I'm gonna be fully honest.
I agree. But Attack on Titan is good. I promise. I swear.
Like, do you at least get the point I'm making there? That's not a great defensive. Like, that's not a good argument.
It's like I gotta make it good.
Yeah. At that point, that's just hanging out with you, and I enjoy that anyways. We don't need a movie for that, bro. Like, just call me up sometime.
It's like, imagine we made like a Jackass, but with us.
No, I'm not doing that to my body.
That'd be wild.
I'm okay.
It's just me and Brando just pranking each other.
It's not even that. Brandon is like an adult with a respectable career and like job.
Getting slapped in the face with a fish ain't nothing.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Until it gets to the point where you're fucking Johnny Knoxville fucking putting semen or horse semen in his fucking shampoo, and Brandon's showing up to work and no one likes him anymore.
I don't want to do that again.
I just do like the other pranks, like putting like mayonnaise in donuts and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
See, but then that's not Jackass. Jackass takes it too far.
I agree. I pranked Paul pretty good. So he got like a new mask, right, an SLR, and we are saying because the first day no one came in our hotel room and cleaned it because Caden was like, dude, they're gonna steal our shit, and I'm like, they're not gonna steal our shit, bro, right? So
I 100% don't trust any of those motherfuckers. But
I don't trust them either.
I also have camera equipment that like it's really easy to grab something and all of a sudden they have $2,000 worth of value. So I don't let people in my room when I'm staying with like camera gear and shit.
Well, we have most of our paintball stuff with us 90% of the day.
That's also true too. You guys have to bring your bags and shit to the field.
Right. So we play a prank. The second day we get it cleaned and we play a prank like Caden got his laptop stolen, but Caden was in on it, and that the cleaning lady took Paul's SLRs, and I hit him in the fridge.
See, that doesn't make sense though. Why would they grab a paintball mask?
That's exactly. It was brand new. Like, it was brand new
inbox.
Oh, okay.
And Paul is like, "You're fucking with me, bro. You're fucking with me." And I'm like, "Dude, it's not me, bro." And he's like, "So where's it at?" I go, "What?" Like I'm being a horrible actor. And he's like, "Is it in the fridge?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." So I look in the fridge, I crack it open, I see it completely. I go, "Nope, it ain't in there." Close it. And he is getting so mad at this point. He's like, "All right, are you sure you guys aren't messing with me? I'm about to go up to the front and ask about it." And we're like, "Dude, it's not us. Go ask about it." So he, no joke, gets all dressed up in like a fucking button-up shirt.
You guys are assholes.
Nice pants.
That's all I'm hearing right now.
Yep. And he's like, you got to dress the part if you're really trying to, get something you want. So he's dressing up hella nice to try to talk to this lady. Right. So me and Micah are, no joke, dying. Me and Micah are dying. This is why I've never stayed with
you guys, by the way.
It's fine.
I don't want to fucking have PTSD while I'm fucking just trying to get some sleep.
It's so good. And we're like going down the elevator and we get right to the front and he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am." And then me and Micah go, "It's in the fridge." and then we broke the elevator at our hotel.
Oh.
God damn. How?
So obviously we're the boys. So it's like me, Micah. I don't know if you were in there, Brando.
I was not. No.
AJ.
Hey, Brandon. Remember at the live show when we were talking about the whole dirt bags thing? I just want to let you know that you're definitely not the one on your team, and I appreciate you, and you're an upstanding and respectful member of society. Now, Hatch, please tell me how you broke this hotel's elevator.
So it's like every time there's only 4 floors, so every time you hit like that intermediate of 2, there's like a stutter, right? Where it's like, you bounce for a second, then it keeps going, right? So
little like hitch up, and it's giddy,
Yep, we are trying to time it. We're like, all right, jump on 3, 1, 2, and keep in mind we have all the gear in there plus us, and we're all like jumping, and we hit it. Then all of a sudden we hear this crazy loud crash, and we're like, uh-oh. So then we're like, okay, let's get up. We go up to our room, drop our bags off, go back down. But in the other elevator, we get out on the other elevator. The fucking roof is caved in on the elevator, and this guy is like there's like
the light
it's like a drop ceiling kind of, right? Like that's pushed in. Okay.
Right. So that's like that, right?
Jesus.
And there's a guy in there, and he's like, "Gosh darn it, I should have let it hit me." And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, "Oh my fucking god, oh my fucking god."
What the fuck,
dude? And everybody in the hotel is coming up and just staring at it.
This footage is definitely going to be subpoenaed from me when they come after you guys for damages on breaking their elevator.
No. Allegedly, it was. We found it like that. Technically, they found it like that.
Exactly.
Technically, it didn't happen with them in it.
We just happened to be jumping.
They just allegedly had the idea that it would be funny if they were there and decided to jump before that happened.
You're telling me that I'm the only motherfucker that jumped in that elevator that weekend is a lie.
I could believe that. You're the only motherfucker who has talked about doing it and recorded it onto a podcast that's going to be put out into the public space. So,
but we're good. It's the point of the podcast.
But we're good, right? Yeah. Don't sue us, please, Hilton Brand or whatever
the name of
company it was.
I don't even know what it was.
It's one of the big ones. It's Bonvoy. That's what it was. That's what we're gonna go with.
Go sports guys were there.
No, now you're giving them context clues, you assholes.
It's okay.
Oh, speaking of that, really quick, when we got in on Wednesday night, Michelle and I were the first ones there to the hotel, and all the guys stayed up on the 4th floor, and Michelle and Yvonne got a room on the 1st floor. And so we're down there. We're in the lobby. They have a vending machine right across from the elevators, and we're waiting on the guys to go get something to eat. We want something to drink. So we're there. She's looking at the drink. She's like, all right. And there's a bunch of paintball guys. I already passed Matty Marshall, said hi to him, and she's trying to figure out what she wants. The elevator door opens, and I look up. We make eye contact. I make eye contact with this guy. Look back and then, do a double take. It's like, oh hey, and go up, and he comes over. He's like, hey buddy, give each other a hug. Let me know if I need anything.
It's funny you said that. Hey buddy, it was Maddie. Is that what you meant?
Oh no, not Maddie.
No. Oh okay.
So I'm lost.
Who was it then? Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
God damn it! He's Tarantinoing us.
Don't tell me it's
hold on. He gives me a hug. Hey buddy, how you doing? Hey, if you need anything, let me know. I was like, all right, cool. And he walks off, and I
have two bets in my head right now.
I go back and
lost.
Michelle's never met him, so we go back and we get her drink or whatever, and then later that night, or maybe it was the early morning next morning, we're packing up the U-Haul or something, and we're walking back into the hotel, and with a couple of the guys, and he comes walking out. We pass each other, and I give him another hug, and he tells me the same thing. Hey, if you need anything at this weekend, just let me know. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll let you know. Then I introduce him to Michelle. I'm like, hey, this is my fiance Michelle. This is Rich Telford. And
I knew it was Rich. Yep.
Okay.
I knew it was. So in my mind, when you said, hey buddy, and if you need anything, let me know, I went to either Chris Lasoya, who it may be just because I know that you guys have, kind of had friendly before and stuff like that. And then the other person I thought of when you said Go Sports is Rich, because I've worked with Go Sports maybe 3 or 4 times over the last couple of years and all this shit. Every single time, Rich is always the guy who's like, yo, you good? You got water? Do you need some food? You got snacks? He is always checking up on his crew. I will say that he is such a leader from that standpoint. It does make sense why every team he was on was like, yeah, I want to follow that guy. He's got the loud voice and he knows what the fuck's going on. Yeah, Rich is a good guy. Yeah, that's cool.
He's awesome. Yeah, but Michelle, after we walked away from the second time I talked to him, she was like, oh, that's who. She was like, I just thought it was so weird. Some random guy you said hi and hug, and then you just made no comment about it or anything. It just went back to what we were doing.
Back to normalcy. How does Michelle not know who the fuck Rich Telford is?
She knew the name. She just never
came in at the face.
Okay, she came in at a way different time than all of us.
That's true. I guess for me, it's still though Rich is still seen just because of the Go Sports stuff, but I guess he's not. It's more his voice because they only really show them in the booth every so often, and it's more so just his voice that's probably heard by people who are newer.
One thing about Rich Telford that I don't think he knows this, but my very first time ever when I got my speedball gun, where it was a fucking proto fucking piece of shit.
Proto Real Max?
I went to a Thomas Taylor Rich Telford clinic, my second time or my third time ever playing paintball. And I don't think he knows that he was one of the first people that ever teach me how to play paintball.
Tell him that. Next time you see him in the pro side or something, let him know that, dude.
I'm too shy, bro.
That's the biggest thing with paintball, man. You just gotta start talking to these guys that's a great segue to another story that I had over the weekend. Maddie, I absolutely every single second I get to talk to Maddie at a tournament is one of my favorite things, and you just need to tell me that, Hatch, because I'm willing to introduce you guys. He's absolutely he's just one of those guys who it's just great to talk to him. It feels like you start doing a podcast with him, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, it's been 20 minutes, we gotta go. So we were sitting over at a table. It was me and some media guys. I know Matt Dunn was over there, Solus, Samuel Bennett, Bryce. There was another couple guys over there that I may be forgetting right now. And so Maddie sees us, walks over, cracks his IPA, and sits down. And that's when you know you're in for a good time. So for the next 20 to 30 minutes, we're talking about shit. I brought up the WDP video. I was picking his brain for stuff on that, which was really cool because, same thing. He's around all those guys during those times. So the other thing he starts telling us about is some of the, it's called it's force on force training, But one of the things that he's been doing, not doing a lot of, and not recently, but one of the things that him, you know, kind of being in the paintball scene in San Diego is a lot of these military type training facilities and military units, they need someone to trade against, you know, just like paintball. You need to have a dude on the other side of your marker or gun to realize how to get better at using your marker or gun. And so he was telling us all these stories about, you know, him, Davey Williamson, you know, a couple other like these old figures who they would go out and do OPFOR training. And so they would be the opposition. They would be trying to come and, you know, take out these students or, you know, try to shoot them. And so, yeah, they're using simunition rounds. So it's a Glock, you know, it looks like a real firearm. It's shooting real casings, but the tip of the casing is pretty much like a very, very hard plastic paintball. And it hurts like a motherfucker when you get hit. They're not paintballs. Like I get shot by paintballs a lot. Those things do not feel good. But it was an awesome time. He had, you know, great stories of, you know, dudes kind of shitting themselves and stuff as he's trying to come up on them and stuff like that. But yeah, no, he's one of my favorites at events. Just can hold court for 20-30 minutes seamlessly. It's awesome.
Imagine one day we get Matty Marshall up in this bitch. Could you imagine?
I would absolutely love to, man. I know that would be kind of hard to set up just time wise because, you know,
Episode
his family and everything.
Maybe.
I'm not saying that. Hatch said that. I'm not saying that. So when it doesn't happen, you can't blame me. No, he would probably come on the show at some point. It's just like timing and figuring out.
The guy's so busy, bro. I can already tell the guy's so busy.
It's that type of thing. So, you know, but he's a great guy. I really do enjoy most of the Go Sports team. You know, shout out Dylan, obviously. He's, you know, one of my favorite fellow media guys. I think the stuff him and Zyzak are doing with Paintball Nerd is kind of, you know, fun stuff around the event, showing off different aspects of an NXL event, not just the playing that's happening on the field. Also, Darren, their production manager, does an absolutely great job. I mean, everyone's got the shit they want to talk about with Go Sports, but he's trying. He's improving it. I mean, guys, the drone angle that we have this year, I think, is an awesome addition.
So good.
It's just, you know, really such a cool way to show off so much more of the field in a quick, you know, one shot. You kind of see everything. So yeah, like improvements are being made. People are being paid to kind of make those improvements, but it's slow and it trickles in over time.
It ain't gonna happen overnight. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's definitely for sure.
Oh,
well, yeah, guys. I mean, we're about tapped time wise tonight. We went maybe a little bit shorter, but I know we're kind of we just talked, and this is actually probably one of the shorter kind of breaks we've had in between podcasts. But yeah, it was a fun event. The first 2 days were great. Last day sucked ass. I think the text I sent to the group chat we have was Thursday was type 2 fun, or not Thursday, Sunday was type 2 fun, because it was not fun at the moment, but there'll be some fun moments looking back at it. I guess one of those moments, shout out, we were just talking about her, Michelle, Brandon's, you know, ex-girlfriend. He called her a fiance there earlier. I don't know why he said that. It's his ex-girlfriend. But yeah, she played in the WNXL amateur division. We got some cool footage of her in that. So
I want to say something about Michelle playing real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Let me just say, there is a skill difference between Michelle and some of these other girls. So, dude, don't be sleeping on Michelle. She'll fuck you up.
The WNXL amateur division, it's a great division. Don't get me wrong, because those girls should be playing people around their skill so they can learn how to get better and become better paintball players. But give me a single marker and 3 pods, and I could probably 1v5 some of these teams. There's just no communication. There's just it's the basics of paintball are missing. So it's a great place to start, and I hope they get better. But some of those matches were a little hard to watch at times when you're just standing there like, this game could have been over 3 minutes ago.
Because the thing is, the biggest thing for them, at least Michelle's team, is accountability and being independent when it comes to your gear. Right? Like, you should know how to chrono your own gun. Right? You should know how to size paint. You should know, like,
that's all valid stuff, and that stuff comes with time. I'm more so talking about, like, get rid of all of that, just the on the field playing type parts. Like, there's a lot to go there, and to their credit, that's why that's a division. You know, they should be. Yeah, they're playing people who are at a similar level, and that's how they're gonna get better. So I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on it or anything like that, because really that's not the purpose. It's a good thing that it exists for these girls to kind of level up their game. because I'm gonna be honest, if any of those girls go play Vibe or Heroines or any of those WNXL teams, they're probably not gonna come to the next event.
The only one that can hang right now is Michelle.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
dude, I mean, like, look at the
I will say there was a couple other good girls on a couple of those teams, but it was very much like a diamond in the rough type situation, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Nice little innuendo. Damn it.
Oh, that's true. That was a pun, kind of. I didn't mean that, but yeah, that did.
I like double entendre.
Dude, that's a bar right there, bro. Yeah, double entendre.
Damn, dude. So, Brando, you're teaching her right. You're teaching her right. So, good shit, my brother.
Yeah.
Because, there were some times where
I just imagine these two just in bed after a long day. They've been at work all day, and all of a sudden it's, when you were diving in the snake there, why'd you look down? You got to keep your eyes up. You got to see if the dude's coming at you. And like just little things like that as you're just, all right, love you, babe. Good night. Like
honestly, yeah, absolutely. Like footage and stuff. I'll ask her like, hey, what was running through your mind?
That's good though.
I love asking that question. I love asking Michelle and Yvonne that question because I'm like, when you're in this situation, like what's going through your head? Like when people are shooting at you, right? I love asking those questions. I love getting the response to where I can be like, all right, well, when this is happening, do this. Right, try to teach what I know. Or
at least like explaining what your thought process would be, because then at least maybe they can gain something from that and be like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a rough weekend for them. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I also feel bad too. Like it was a great weekend, to be fair, and then their day. Well, they were running it. It was very chaotic. I will give them that. The NXL side of that was run very chaotically.
Shit.
I will also say this too. It sucks because like we had 2 great days of weather, everything was great, and then the day they have to play, it's fucking torrential downpour with mud everywhere. And again, these are girls who probably haven't played much paintball, so if a gun goes down, that's even more of an issue. It's a thing that's kind of, it adds another level of stress, another element of like, I'm not ready for this. So yeah, that was
see,
that was a fun hour and a half of my life.
I told Michelle I've never had to play an X-Ball tournament in mud and rain like that she did. Like she did that before me. I mean, I played
mud was ridiculous.
The tournaments.
I felt so bad for her gun. Like such a beautiful piece of equipment does not deserve to be gone through that much mud.
It's nasty.
Did you clean it out yet, or is it still all caked up?
No, the equipment's still in there. Everything else is clean. It's just haven't gotten around to the guns.
All right. Do you clean her marker, or do you make her clean her own marker?
I clean it because it'll be cleaned more.
God,
often
you're such a simp, bro.
Hey, if I clean my gun, might as well clean hers.
I know, but it's the principle. You gotta you gotta learn yourself. You gotta break down your marker. You gotta clean it out.
That's the hard thing for me. Is if I would never be able to have a paintball girlfriend because I would be way too hypercritical.
Dude, that's a very valid point. They would never want to play paintball with Hatch.
This is why girls don't like me, dude. Is because legitimately, there are times where I'm like, you could have done better. I'm just way too hypercritical, and I'm a piece of shit for it.
Meanwhile, they're just venting because they're pissed off, and Hatch is like, well, you actually did kind of fuck that up. And they're, the smile. That man's done that shit before.
For sure. For sure.
That was a guilty look. I love that, bro.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, for sure, guys.
I'm just blessed to, be around this loving sport.
I thought you were gonna go more at that. Okay, that was a weird end of your sentence.
I thought someone else was gonna chime in too. Not gonna lie. But
usually it would be like maybe Brandon chimes in there, but
I thought it was gonna be a monologue too.
Oh, my bad. You know what? The thing is, I will say, dude, the live episode must have turned that flip that switch on Brando, because dude, you hear how much he's talking tonight, dude.
Yeah, Mr. I'm sick, I'm not gonna talk, and then has maybe the podcast of his life.
It's rolled down the back of my throat. It's all right. We're okay. We're good.
You got your messages.
I'm okay. We're good. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, he's filling time. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Now.
Get the camera off. Get the camera off.
Yeah, the camera. Okay. He's nervous now. We're talking about it.
You know, I got a funny clip to send you guys that definitely is not for the podcast, but it just reminds me of this scenario.
Well, then why are you bringing it up on the podcast?
If you want, I'll talk about it. We won't show the video.
Nah, it's cool. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up, boys. It's episode 60 of From the Sidelines. We went to the Windy City Major. We came back. You guys played pretty well. It was a 1-3 record. You know, to wrap that up again. I guess kind of final thing on this event. Looking forward to World Cup. What's your guys' mind right now about that event? I think that's a good way to end this episode.
Win World Cup. Fuck up the standings.
Yeah.
Fuck everything up. Be the wrench that is like no joke, just fucking everything up. That's
that would be sick. But I'm trying to think, like, because you guys are so far out of it that even if you won with double points, like. You guys would still be what like 12th or something.
It'd be taking out one of the top teams.
Yeah, imagine it's like Sunday, right? Blast Camp plays fucking Mutiny, right? And then we play PB Fit and we knock PB Fit out of Cup, and then Blast Camp wins Cup, and then
Hatch, I'm gonna be honest right now. If you guys are the reason that Fit loses the pro spot again after winning 4 in a row, I'm actually not gonna be happy with you. That's kind of fucked up. Like, I get that that's what happens. I'm just saying,
but if it comes down to it, to where if they play us, like, dude, obviously I'm gonna want to win.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying roll over on them or anything like that.
I'm not just gonna let people beat us.
You're completely misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not saying roll over or let them kill you. I'm just saying. That's not the story that I want written, so I'm not going to say that going into the event. If it happens at the event, it happens at the event. I just feel like you're putting it out there that you want to spoil PB Fit season, and that's, I don't know, man. I'm definitely rooting for those guys, man.
I just love fucking shit up. I'm definitely rooting for Cola Cal, but obviously,
they have dominated semi-pro for the last 2 years. They've showed that they're the better team, and let's be real, Notorious only won that spot because Tom Cole was like, fuck it, let's do double points now out of nowhere. And yeah, they kind of got fucked over. So I really just think that they should be in the pro division. And I think they've shown at this point in time, at this year, they are clearly the better team. I'm going to be honest, if they don't win the pro spot because some team gets like a couple points above them, that is absolutely stupid. And that's the reason why double points at Cup is the most stupidest idea ever.
I agree. And I feel like it's...
Let's be real.
It's just
Sacramento DMG, they won 4 out of 5 too, and they won the pro spot. So you're telling me that another team does that and doesn't win the pro spot? That's complete bullshit.
So I actually remember when DMG won the pro spot, like that was when I think they boosted the teams up to 20 instead of 16. So then they brought in NYX.
So yes. You're like half right, half wrong. Because yes, DMG won the spot. They were the best team in semi-pro. No matter what was happening, they were going up to pro. That offseason, the NXL decided to add a couple more teams to the pro spot. So what they did is then they went down. All right, NYX, you guys were number 2. Do you want an invitation to come? And then they brought them on. So DMG, no matter what, they won 4 events. They only dropped Chicago. They placed, I think, like 9th or something that year at Chicago. So they had enough points. They won the event. I just go back to like it from a sport. It makes no logical sense that you can win 80% of the events, show up and be that dominant, and then not be the winner. That just doesn't seem right to me.
I agree. I feel like it's almost like. But the thing is, it's so hard since it's first and second. It definitely makes sense that Blast Camp can steal it.
I see, but again, like it just goes back to I don't like. I'm more so making this point that I don't like the scoring system the NXL has, and I think it all goes down to double points. Because if there was no double points, yes, Fit would still need to have a good event, but it gets to the point now where they literally have to now go win Cup as well. Because if they don't, they're going to lose out to Blast Camp, even if Blast Camp only gets 3rd, 4th, something like that.
Yeah, or even like a 3rd place team can win and take it.
Exactly. Like what Notorious fucking did.
Last year.
So I think that's something that needs to be looked at with double points. And I think that's kind of my only, I don't know, hill that I want to die on that.
You know, it would be kind of cool to shake things up, but like storyline wise, seeing Moffitt and
Bro,
Blast Cam.
What more does
in the
Dirty
finals,
Stu and the boys need to prove to let these fuckers in the NXL let them play in pro? Like, obviously they should be playing pro so they can get better and eventually become a better pro team at this point. Like,
I guarantee if somehow that shit happens where they don't get the pro spot, I fucking guarantee they will never do that again. I guarantee they will not do double points.
Yeah, no, that's valid. I will also say too, you know, it would surprise me if Fit came out and was not ready for that though, because they all have that fresh in their minds. You know, a year ago it was the same exact position, and then they get fucked. And so, you know, I don't see that group of guys letting that happen 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? Like, PB Fit is a group of guys
out of their control with double points. It's way out of their control.
No, and that's true too, because a tournament can come down to some crazy shit that, you know, you end up getting, you know, fourth or something, let's say, and then they win, and it's like, shit, now we don't have a pro spot. I don't know. So yeah, that's my whole thing on that.
Fucking crazy, dude. But you know me.
Let's look at that shit, Tommy. I guess that's one more thing we could talk about this week, because I was saying, Tommy, I watched a video today of him in 04 talking about some paintball products, and he ended it with saying, I don't like talking. And I found that ironic, because that's now your job position, Tommy. So come a long way since what was that, 20 years ago almost?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, he was bad company Tom Cole at that time. Yeah, now he's NXL Tom Cole.
Businessman. Think Tom Cole, think of the NXL.
All right, so we're getting towards the end of the show, about to wrap this up, but we do need a code word, and I'm actually going to cut in here because I'm going to use the code word this week. So I'm sorry, Hatch, this is going to be Ryan's code word of the week. It's fuck the Padres. I just want to hear my inbox flooded with fuck the Padres. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's the code word.
Hit me with it, boys. Hit me with it.
Fuck
I embrace
the Padres.
it.
Yeah.
Did you imagine we start like an uproar?
Dude, I don't care.
Could you imagine?
Because I have such little respect for that organization and team after the shit that I witnessed on that Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna be honest.
That guy's a pussy. I agree.
And don't get me wrong, I've definitely thought that before with some of their matches, but that was the verge. That was the tip over. And then when their dumbass coach started talking shit to me in the pits, I was like, all right, your team's retarded. I really honestly hope you guys never win a single fucking match. Like, fucking, I hate those guys. And I don't care what fucking backlash there is on me on that. I'll stand by that opinion. I stand with you,
Ryan. I stand with you.
Thank you. I 100% support that opinion. I wish I knew that coach's name so I can call him out by name right now. But let's wrap up the show, guys, because yeah, on that note, let's bring in our sponsors real quick. We didn't do a mid-roll this episode because we got into it, but let's talk about them real quick. NECTR Energy, the great energy pouch, the little energy lip pillow, the boomer lip. I don't know. There's 1,000 nicknames for them now, but it's a little, you know, energy pouch. Looks like a tobacco pouch or a Zyn pouch, something like that. But the main difference is there is no tobacco. There's no nicotine in this product, so it's a little bit more kind of safe to consume if you want to view it from that stance. It has caffeine in it as well as a neurotropic called cognizine acetylcholine. So basically what that does just helps you get a little more energized, kind of keeps you focused up on whatever task is at hand. So it's a great, awesome product to have in your back pocket. Like we said earlier, they got the 2 flavors, fresh mint and iced mango. Berry blast is going to be coming soon, so head over to their website, nectar.energy, NECTR.energy. Get the information about the new flavor, and then use code MafiaProductions to get buy 2 get 1 free and free shipping over there. And lastly tonight, ending out the show because we appreciate them so much, we got Liquid IV, the hydration multiplier. They got the sugar version, they got the sugar-free version if you need it for being, you know, let's say keto, diabetes, something like that. It's a great option over there if you want to stay hydrated without any sugar. But on the regular option, they've got a ton of electrolytes in it. It's about 3 times more than most of your regular sports drinks. They got vitamins, a whole bunch of B vitamins. There's vitamin C in it as well, so it's going to kind of keep you pepped up and keep that immunity going when you're at the field for long days, or, you know, at a tournament even. Like, it's great stuff to have to kind of keep your system fluid, and also kind of all the good micronutrients that you're going to need to keep going and performing at your best. So head over to liquidiv.com, use code Mafia_Mafia. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping. Go grab some of those great flavors. They got strawberry, lemon, lime, watermelon, golden cherry, passion fruit. They got all of them over there. Chug, chug, chug. There we go, Brando. You guys got to watch the video. Whew, that was a good throw, actually. But that's all of our sponsors for tonight. last couple things we got to mention, I guess, before we get into those: merch, head over to xxvthelabel.com. You can pick up some merchandise over there. I actually reached out to Yosh Designs today, and we have started working on another one. So that's going to be something that comes out recently. Or not recently, something that comes out. That's the early announcement. That's what it is. So head over to XXV the label, kind of get checked in on that. Please drop a rating on the show. It takes just a second. Head down to Spotify, click the little 5-star thing. Same on Apple Podcasts. Drop a like if you're on the YouTube video. It's a free thing to do. Takes 10 seconds, and it supports the show and helps grow us organically. So it's, one of the biggest things that you guys can help do to support the show without spending any money. We definitely appreciate everyone who does. You can subscribe to the show as well. Just get a notification and kind of an update whenever the show is live and ready to go. Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. You're going to get access to the show early, as well as some extra bonus content. We're trying to set up a date to plan our first mystery science theater-esque video, which if you get that reference, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're getting something set up, gonna get some bonus content over there, and yeah, it's getting very exciting, guys. I already mentioned all of those things, so we are good to go. So without further ado, guys, this is From the Sidelines, episode number 60, as I think I've said a couple times so far. We appreciate you guys for hanging around and listen to us shoot the shit. We'll have another episode next week, and a week after that, and the week after that. This podcast will never end. This is a purgatory that we now all three exist in for the rest of our lives, and it's a lot of fun, and we love it, and it's great. All right, Hatch, why don't you take us on home? Or actually, before you take us on home, I got to give an update, and I just have to say, for Stephen Hatch, for Brandon Brando Baird, my name is Ryan Mafia Moffitt, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take us on home, Hatch.
Bye.
That bye broke up. That was not a good one, but bye. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.